the Blazy Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
Wake up.
It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Kyle Sandel behind the glass today. All right, yesterday was like a story, you know. Today, I'm done with the smoke now, Kyle. This is ridiculous. Yesterday it was like, oh, it was like a talking point. Oh, you go to the water cooler at work. Like, man, this smoke is crazy. No, now I'm actually like upset that this is potentially taking a weekend away from us in the summer. Because you mentioned it before we went live. You were like, summer's almost over already. Like, don't say that out loud, dude. You can't say that. Yet it's kind of right. There's some truth to it. The summer just, it flies by. You blink and it's halfway over, and that's kind of the point we're at.
Yeah, now the Canadian fires are ruining it for us.
Damn Canada. Can't do anything right. Yeah, man, we hope this stuff goes away. That goes without, being said. I hope we have some awesome Loons games here with West Michigan in town this week, and so come on out to Dow Diamond if you dare, because hopefully the smoke clears up and we'll play some awesome baseball games, because the Loons are playing great, and obviously West Michigan comes into town and always draws in some Tigers fans. Speaking of the Tigers, the national reporters are all over the Detroit Tigers right now, who are making their debut back from the All-Star game tonight in Anaheim, taking on the Angels in a 3-game set. They'll come to Chicago after that, and then they'll be home for a weekend, for a weekend series. So, some national reporters, Buster Olney from ESPN, Ken Rosenthal from The Athletic and Fox, both reporting yesterday that the Tigers will not be sellers at the deadline. That the Tigers are both holding on to Tarik Skubal, and then Buster Olney goes as far as saying the Tigers expect to be buyers at this year's deadline. So, without further ado, here on a Friday, sniff test, truth test. Are we smelling any BS on this? Is there any leverage play from the Tigers to where, they're saying this, but they're not actually believing it? Or are we taking not one but two different beat reporters, and not beat reporters, national reporters' words that they are going to be buyers at this year's deadline? That is, first of all, a crazy thought. Second of all, I think Scott Harris might be crazy enough to do it, considering this team and this organization did have an all-in season. And we claimed at the beginning of the year this was a push your chips to the middle of the season, middle of the table type of season. That's why Verlander came back. It's why they went and got Kenley. It's why they brought back Glaber. I'm getting really worried that this team's about to shoot themselves in the foot, not just for this season, but for the extended future of this franchise as well. And it's nearly getting to the point where you have been for a while, and I'm starting to recognize that you may have been right the whole time. It may be more important to trade Tarik Skubal than actually make the playoffs and squeak in and not have any sort of real chance to win the World Series. And the more and more they keep winning, the more I'm starting to believe these reports from the national reporters that the Tigers won't be sellers at this year's deadline, that they will keep Skubal. Man, they could be scorching hot up until August 3rd. They could not lose a game until then. I would still want to fundamentally trade Tarik Skubal because, again, I think the reason that they have gotten hot and the reason they can stay hot has very little to do with Tarik Skubal and a lot to do with the overall rotation. Troy Melton coming along. All these other guys in the rotation, like Fromber pitching well. And then the bats, of course, all of a sudden have found some power, the most home runs in Major League Baseball since June 1st. He's not the lone reason that the Tigers have been hot. They could stay hot. They could get above 500 by August 3rd, and I'd still want them traded, yet it feels like that is becoming less and less likely every single day. Not just because they're winning, but because all of these national reporters are also suggesting that they might even be buyers at this year's deadline. I'm starting to get really worried.
Yeah, this has been the mentality that I've had for quite some time. I'm extremely worried, and that's how it felt every time that the Tigers continued to pick up wins. And I think there's a few different perspectives you can take from this. First off, the reporting coming from both Buster Olney and Ken Rosenthal is worded that like they expect the Tigers to hang on to Tarik Skubal. Now, those guys have true plugs in organizations. They have true people that they're speaking to in orgs. So it's not just something to look at and say, oh, that's just what they think. No, I think you could actually take some validity to that. However, if Scott Harris is a smart tactician when it comes to dealing players away, this is exactly what you should say, right? Like, hypothetically, this is exactly the message the Tigers should be putting out. No, we want to keep Tarik Skubal. Our team is pushing for building on what we've gone through over the last month, and we believe that if we continue to play the way that we have, we're going to go on a playoff push, and Tarik Skubal is a big part of that. AKA, the teams that thought they could acquire Tarik Skubal now think, oh, man, we're going to have to up our price if we want to go get him. We're going to have to offer something that the Tigers can't refuse, and they'll throw away that playoff push narrative into the garbage can because we're going to offer them something good. That's the approach that they should take. Is that actually what's happening? Probably not, right? What's actually probably happening is Scott Harris recognizes, okay, this was supposed to be like year 3 of us going to the playoffs in back-to-back years, and we finally take that step to making the championship series, hell, even making the World Series. This is our best roster that we've had under my era of the team.
So I'm trying to prove himself, really.
Right.
That's what it comes down. Oh, I'm trying to prove to everyone that I had a good offseason, that the injuries were the lone reason that we fell so far below 500. That's, to me, what he's trying to prove to himself, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. Like, I think that this was such an all-in year, and it's been so disappointing that for him to accept defeat and trade away Tarik Skubal and trade away Jack Flaherty, potentially Casey Mize and Gleyber Torres, that is him looking in the mirror and saying, I failed as this all-in season. In year 3 of this window for the Tigers, I failed in that. And a lot of GMs who are on the quote-unquote hot seat, and now that Steve Yzerman has been moved off from the Red Wings, I think all eyes now point to Scott Harris. It would be very difficult for a guy like him in his position to say, yeah, we're going to sell. We're gonna sell this team, we're going to rebuild, and we're going to figure this out. And I don't think that is likely. I think that based off of the history of Scott Harris and the moves that he has made, they haven't been like these high IQ type of finessing other general manager type moves. I mean, obviously they haven't been.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's not just particular to GMs in sports, but that's the best example of it. Like, if we set this show, it launched last year, June 2nd, if we said, hey, 2 years from now, we want to hit XXXXX goals, XYZ, and then 2 years roll by and it's like, actually, like, can you give us an extra 2 years because we're not quite there yet? It's like, that's not a good look. You don't usually want to ask for more time from your boss. And by selling Tarik Skubal, Scott Harris is going to Chris Ilitch and asking for more time to put a World Series contending team together. That is the best overall thing for the organization. It may not be the best thing for Scott Harris's job security. Now we've got conflicting interests and conflicting values as to what the Tigers should be doing. And if Scott Harris is trying to do this in order to save his job and not trade Tarik Skubal, well, now we've got problems because we're running the franchise into the ground.
Yeah, and like that's another thing. Much different scenarios. The team that the Tigers are playing this weekend, how do you think they felt losing their superstar for nothing?
Ohtani?
Shohei Ohtani. When they should have dealt him, everybody and their mother knew that the Angels should have traded Shohei Ohtani in the offseason before his final year of his contract even started, and there was all the trade rumors about Shohei Ohtani at the deadline in his final year with the Angels. Remember, there was a time where you could bet on him to win the National League MVP while he played for the Angels because everyone thought he was getting traded to the National League. And then it just so turned out that teams were like, he's not re-signing with the Angels anyways. We're just not going to give up anything for him now. We'll sign him in the offseason, blah, blah, blah. How do you think their fans, their organization, everybody involved feels about losing the best player on the planet that we've maybe ever seen for nothing? I'm not saying Tarik Skubal is Shohei Ohtani, but he's the best pitcher on the planet. And I still feel that way. And you and I have discussed this. Sure, maybe the stats this year don't back it up. He's not going to win the Cy Young. If I've got one guy to pitch one game across all of Major League Baseball, I'm picking Tarik Skubal. And losing that guy for nothing, all because we think we can go on a playoff push, because Scott Harris wants this year 3, which was supposed to be the all-in year, to be as successful as he wanted it to be. He thinks they can do that. That would be ridiculous, and it would set back this franchise so much further than it already has been the last several seasons.
The predictor odds. I know you hate these websites, but this is the lone use I have for them. Tell me what you think the next team is going to be on these predictor websites, and it actually gives you
Is the Tigers are they an option?
Yeah.
For him to stay? Okay. Are they first?
They're second at 27%.
Oh, that sucks.
The Dodgers are 39%.
I figured the Dodgers would be first.
The predictor markets are essentially saying this is the Dodgers or the Tigers. He's either going to LA or he's not being.
You know what I've started to think about, and this is something that we'll do closer to the deadline. I don't think the Dodgers are going to trade for him.
They don't have all that much of a need for him.
This sounds stupid because obviously you're adding Tarik Skubal, but what's the point in them even doing that?
They're already
the best team. They already have an elite rotation. They have this treasure trove of prospects that they don't need to trade away. Mm-hmm. It's not like there's a deadline for them to get rid of those guys. You know,
it's not like their starting lineup is young per se. They've got all these top tier. They have the best farm system in the minor leagues with all these high end prospects. It's not like Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts are young players. Eventually they're going to hang it out.
Kyle Tucker's not having the best season ever in his first year with the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
They have young pieces, but not like you said, as far as their starters go. Andy Paz is the lone young guy.
Yeah.
So I don't really see them being the team. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are interested. And that's another thing that prior to this reporting, both Buster Olney and Ken Rosenthal had said, hey, more teams are going to be interested in trading for Skubal than you think. It's not just going to be the teams that are going to be interested in him in the offseason. Right. There's a big difference between the teams that are willing to give him the X amount of money based off of whatever's going to happen with the CBA and the teams that would want him for a half a season plus a playoff push.
Yeah. I will say just one thing on the Dodgers. They should be going all in to try to three-peat. Three-peating in baseball, three-peating in general is about the hardest thing you can do.
Aren't they already doing that? I think they are going all in via three-peat. They signed Edwin Diaz and Kyle Tucker this offseason.
Yeah. Three-peats, man. It doesn't happen in sports. So
when's our last three-peat?
The Lightning came close, right?
Yeah. Same with the
even
Panthers.
The Warriors didn't three-peat, which is wild because that's one of the best dynasties we've had. The last three-peat was the Lakers.
Yes.
The Lakers and Yankees both did it in the same 4-year time stretch because the Yankees did it 98, 99, 2000, and the Lakers did it 2000, 2001, 2002. So if a team was to do it, it'd be the first time in basically a half century or a quarter century that somebody's been able to three-peat. Yeah, it's kind of impossible. And it's obviously the storyline was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
No team's ever
done
it in the NFL.
20 years since we've had a three-peat.
It's wild.
And the Tigers are going to stop it.
99-837.
According to some people.
6125. So what is more important to you? Moving Skubal or making the playoffs? As crazy as a question as it sounds, because most people are just, making the playoffs. I like the point you bring up about the Angels. That team, that front office, those 93 fans that show up to Angels games.
Ooh, we're going to see them tonight?
Those people probably wish they traded Shohei Ohtani when they lost him for nothing. No, obviously, they didn't have to, there was max. That was a different era as we're entering a CBA era.
It was mishandled, too. No one was going to trade for him at the deadline. It was the year going into his final year, he should have been traded.
Correct. Yes. Because there's almost nothing that could equivalent what
Right.
Shohei Ohtani's value is worth.
Yeah,
So,
and
trading that guy basically does become impossible
and
because it's
everybody
impossible to get a return.
Everybody knew they weren't re-signing him. So it was like, you know what? Let's just not even give up what they want. We'll just get him in 6 months. Whereas this Tigers Tarik Skubal thing, we like to believe they're not going to pay him. We don't know what the damn rules are going to be. So, like, they might still be able to pay him. Who knows?
989-837-6125. What is more important, trading Skubal or making the playoffs? This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. Fridays are fun. And the show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come. The 9 a.m. hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technologies. You know, we talk about the game plan all the time on the show, the execution of it. That is how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. Check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
Oh yeah.
by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I think something did flip for me this week, Kyle, where I am now under the belief that trading Tarik Skubal is more important than the Tigers making the playoffs. And maybe it's these reports that we were getting yesterday from national reporters that, the Tigers are actually interested in buying at the deadline. Like, good God, man, they're 8 games under 500. What sane team and what sane GM buys at this year's deadline? That is asking to do something. Like, that's going to Chris Ilitch and asking to do something that just isn't done across sports. There's no teams that buy when they're under 500 at the deadline across any single sport. It's just not the way that smart teams handled their business, yet there has been more than one national reporter and more than one report to suggest that this team is actually interested in adding some talent. I can assume that would be through the bullpen at this year's deadline.
That's the thing, though. You look at this current Tigers team. They have so many needs still.
Yeah.
They've been playing great in June, but what does buying mean for the Tigers? Somebody put this in our YouTube chat earlier, and I was planning on bringing this up. Think about everything that this team currently needs.
Center fielder, a right
center
fielder,
they need a
second
they need
baseman.
some sort of left-handed power bat, like to face lefties, or a right-handed bat, essentially, because they don't have any sort of lefty killer right now. Of course, the bullpen needs a ton of help. Like, the one area you feel fine about is the starting pitching rotation, right? And so that's
you don't need a catcher or a short. Well, I mean, you still could add a shortstop is the thing, because ideally McGonigal's playing third more often than not.
If
just
Javi
so
Baez
many
was healthy,
needs.
that would be the play. Like, this team has an extreme amount of needs right now. And the bottom half of their lineup is still putrid. Like, once it comes out today, we're going to look at it and be like, oh, man. Like,
compare the bottom half of their lineup to any other team that has playoff aspirations. And it's pretty easy to be like, oh.
Yeah.
This ain't the same game that we're playing.
You could do the flip side and say, well, compare their starting rotation to those other groups.
Sure.
And I do think that this has been a weak year for the American League. I understand that, and that's kind of been the case for the people that are in favor of the Tigers going on a playoff push. It's starting to weed itself out a little bit. We are finally starting to get some true separation. Teams like the Athletics have just totally worked their way out of any sort of contention. And you have these other teams that are finally starting to win enough games where, hey, there isn't 2 teams in the American League that are above 500 anymore.
Right.
So that's starting to happen. The Tigers are still in the wiggle room right now. And I'm not saying that they can't go on a playoff push, but they're currently not in that spot. And you mentioned it. They're still 8 games below 500. To buy as a team that, one, doesn't have the farm system to support a real buy. So this would be a fake buy.
Great point.
It wouldn't even be a real, true buy-in. With the amount of needs that they have, it would just be one of the dumbest decisions a franchise could make. That's truly what it would be.
Plus, they could still make the playoffs and go on a push by trading Tarik Skubal. Like, that is the part that has been lost in the shuffle. You can move off of Skubal, and the rotation is still good. You can move off of Tarik Skubal and add a couple bats that help you not every 5 days, every single day.
And can help you next year and the year after that.
Correct.
You know who can't do that? Tarik Skubal.
Yeah, people always bring up, too, well, what happens when they just get the same package that they did for Verlander? And Verlander didn't, Jake Rogers was the best guy that they got back. All right, your options are take a swing on a few prospects. Hopefully it goes better this time because it'd be pretty hard to be worse than that. Or you genuinely get nothing. I'd rather at least
you're gonna take that chance. You obviously have to take that chance. If you end up dealing away the 2 best pitchers of 2 of the best pitchers of the century, basically for terrible trade packages, then that just sucks. Then that's just the worst luck there is as Tigers fans. You have to be willing to take that risk. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
All for and that's another thing. Even if you are one of the people that are like, you know what? I am fully convinced the Tigers can make the playoffs. Okay. Is that the goal? Is making the playoffs and squeezing your way in the goal? Or is it to win the World Series? Because I will once again say, if you don't trade Tarik Skubal, then you better win the World Series. Because if not, it was not worth it.
And with or without Tarik Skubal, this team is not winning a World Series.
They are not winning the World Series, man. They just obviously aren't. do what's best for the organization, do what's best for the franchise going forward. And to your point, they still could be good even with trading Tarik Skubal.
Yeah, they sold 2 years ago and made the playoffs.
Yeah.
That happened. And to bank on that happening twice?
Yeah, that's
crazy.
You shouldn't bank on it, but it could happen.
But to push all your chips into the middle of the table for this season, a season in which right now you're 8 games below 500, just seems a little bit irresponsible. It seems a lot of it irresponsible.
Yeah, it does.
And I hate to be the person who's like, no, think about the future. Think about the future when this season's playing out right in front of us. But, they're not good enough right now. They're stuck in that purgatory. They're a good team, but they're certainly not a World Series contending team. And I think the way to launch themselves into that next tier is to hit a home run with a Tarik Skubal trade. That's the way to do it. That's your way out of purgatory.
Yeah. Well, even post All-Star break 2 years ago when they sold, guess how many games below 500 they were? At this exact point 2 years ago when they sold Jack Flaherty and then ended up making the playoffs.
2.
Right on the money.
Bam.
This team was 48-50 coming out of the All-Star break.
Yeah, very much still in the mix.
2 games below 500 in a division that was honestly stinkier then than it is right now. Like everyone says, though, the division sucks. At least there's 2 teams above 500 this year.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't at that point. So it actually was realistic to say, no, I don't want the Tigers to sell right now. They're 2 games below 500. Let's just let this thing play out.
And they still sold.
And they still sold, and then they went on, of course, the big miraculous run. This team is 8 games below 500. They are 4 times worse than that team was, essentially. Not really, but you get what I'm saying.
Trade Skubal. It's your ticket out of purgatory, and it can launch you into another stratosphere. You've got strong foundations in both your lineup and your rotation, pillars to both of them. Find more pillars, because Tarik Skubal's not one of them. You can trade them to find a couple more, though. 989-837-6125. I'll hit the news, do a couple more things in the 9 o'clock hour before we get to comparing the Pistons to the Tigers in terms of big game hunting. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Hey, quick heads up for all the parents and athletes out there. If you've got kids getting ready for spring or summer sports, Great Lakes Spine and Medical has you covered with sports physicals. They make the process easy, fast, and stress-free, no long waits, no bouncing all over town. Plus, you're not just checking a box. Their medical team looks at the overall movement, flexibility, and injury prevention to help athletes stay healthy all season long. Whether it's school sports, travel teams, rec leagues for the summer, Great Lakes Spine and Medical is a great local option to get it done right and on time. Appointments are easy to schedule. Get those physicals done now and be ready for game day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Nine 837-6125. Welcome back in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mid. We'll do Around the League here at 10:30. That's an hour away. Fun one. Until then, let's hit the news. Kyle Sandel, take it away.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
Time for the news. No point in giving you an update on the air quality.
Still bad.
It's still bad. Yeah, there's the update on that. Okay, let's get into the rest of the news. I will say, though, because of the air quality, something that we were talking about on this show, I think last week you brought it up. The Tri-Kids, Tri-Youth, Triathlon has unfortunately been canceled. That was going on today and tomorrow, part of the Greater Midland Races event. If you want more information on all of that, just head to maxlovesmidland.com/community-calendar. Anything that's going on this weekend, whether or not it's been canceled or not, should be on that. Stay safe. That's all I've got to say. Okay, let's talk about some Pistons stuff, Ben. What do you say? What do you say?
Let's do it.
Want to? Okay, Mark Stein is reporting this morning the Pistons are evaluating a pursuit of DeMar DeRozan in free agency.
So this is something I brought up to you not that long ago. I think DeMar DeRozan, as long as he is okay, let's be honest with ourselves. Adding DeMar DeRozan isn't the move that I'm talking about to get the Pistons over the hump. I think they would need to do another move like Trey Murphy or Michael Porter Jr. before they added a guy like DeMar DeRozan. But I do think DeMar DeRozan, if he can accept the 6th or 7th man role off the bench, would be a nice fit for the Pistons because they need more guys that can get their own buckets off the bench. Boom. This is a guy who can do that. He's still a good bucket getter, even though he can't stretch the floor. So it's a good fit in the sense that you're getting another guy who can put the ball on the floor and score. It's a bad fit in the sense that you're not getting a floor stretcher because DeMar DeRozan is, in his career, a historically bad three-point shooter for being like a star.
He just doesn't take them. I wouldn't even say he's a bad three-point shooter. He just doesn't take threes.
Sure. I overall like the fit, though. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. It's just like the more and more I think about it, like the more I say it,
the less
I
like
it.
Yeah.
Never averaged under 18 points per game since his third year in the league. So I don't think he would average 18 on the Pistons unless
Probably
he was
not.
a starter. And if he was a starter,
We're in trouble.
I don't really like the fit. Not saying they can't do it. I don't know how much I'm in love with it. More Pistons news. Hunter Patterson yesterday, Pistons beat writer via The Athletic. He's been on the show. Released a big offseason article just talking about things that are going on with the Pistons. A lot of the stuff, we already knew. Like he said, the Pistons are, quote, more than likely finished making any big offseason moves. I know we're going to talk about that in the 10 o'clock hour. The big stuff, though, with Isaiah Stewart, I thought this was really interesting. It seems like Beef Stew and the Pistons had quite the falling out in the playoffs. Here's a couple of the things that Hunter Patterson lists that Isaiah Stewart had public heated moments with the coaching staff throughout the postseason. First one, just before halftime of Game 3 versus Orlando, Beef Stew and J.B. Bickerstaff had a verbal back and forth while still on the court. Beef Stew had disagreements with several coaches during the Pistons' Game 7 loss versus the Cavs. Isaiah Stewart was subbed out of the game and reluctant to give JB a high five. That one's kind of interesting. Luke Walton tried correcting Beef Stew's behavior before Isaiah Stewart brushed him off, and they reportedly didn't really speak much after that. And last, Pistons assistant Jarrett Jack watched it all unfold. Stewart and Jack exchanged words before players had to separate the two. I mean, he got soft benched in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, so none of this is really all that surprising. It's like the Now They Tell Us story.
Yeah.
Am I a little surprised that he got into like I feel like he's mostly a team guy, but at the same time, if Isaiah Stewart's getting benched and he probably thinks he should be out there, I'm not totally shocked that this transpired. I always thought the reason that they traded Isaiah Stewart, though, was to free up more salary cap, to free up more cap space in order to go big fish hunting, as all the reports suggested. Unfortunately, it seems like perhaps the bigger reason that they traded Isaiah Stewart was not because of that. It was more so because of personality-based things. Sarah.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Sarah. Needed some coffee on this Friday. Okay. Yeah, interesting stuff about Beef Stew, though. We'll find out more about the Pistons offseason, hopefully soon. I want to talk about LeBron, but first, let's give an update, because we'll do this in both segments of the news today, on the Open that's going on in Southport, England. This guy, Lucas Herbert, who is he, man? Well, I'll tell you who he is. He's the guy that just had the best front nine score at the Open ever. A 6 under 28. The front's only a 34 at I forget the name of the course. Yeah, Royal Birkdale, that's where. But yeah, shoots a 6 under 28. Right now, he is 8 under on the day, and he is finished. He bogeyed 18, Ben. Oh, he was going crazy. He had 9 birdies on the day with all pars other than the birdies, and then he bogeys 18. But a ridiculous day for Lucas Herbert, who's the Australian. He's now first place, 8 under. As far as some of your other headliners, Colin Morikawa, he's 4 under, tied for 6. Cameron Young, also 4 under. Bryson DeChambeau, Scotty Scheffler, yet to tee off. They both tee off at 10:04. Both had big day ones. Rory McIlroy is starting to get back. He had a really bad day one. He's 3 under today through 15 to put him at a total of 1 under overall. So a good day from Rory right now. The projected cut is even at the even line right now. So a lot of good performances so far. We'll continue to update you throughout the Open as well. A lot of people you don't really know, though, at the top.
You know, the Herbert guy, Lucas Herbert, is Justin Herbert's cousin?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I just don't believe that. 30 years old.
What do you think the odds are for him to win this whole thing?
He's definitely not the current favorite.
Yeah, I would guess not.
Just because those other guys haven't.
Scotty's still the favorite.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't even teed off yet today, and he had a good day one. So
Lucas Herbert's 750, though. He's second.
Okay. It's always interesting to. I don't like placing live bets on this stuff during competition. I'll do it like between days and stuff, but during competition is. I mean, so yeah, some of these guys haven't even played yet today. So
do you know what? Oh, Scotty's plus.
Oh man, Ludwig Aberg is having a big day today too.
Scotty's even odds to have a top 5 finish.
It's kind of what he's been doing all year, man.
Yeah, it's
been a weird year for Scotty Scheffler. He that's what he said coming into this tournament. He said he would rather miss the cut than finish second.
He's finished second a lot.
He has finished second a lot. Yeah, he finished second once, twice, 3 times, 4 times he has finished second this year. Just this year. And he finished third another time as well. He won the very first PGA event of the year and yet to win since then. Very interesting. Okay, let's talk about LeBron really quick, and then we will save the rest of the news for later. LeBron yesterday did a whole, I don't even know. He did this Fanatics event with Tyrese Halliburton in front of a live crowd. Then he went on CNBC with Rich Paul. LeBron does say he is not ready to reveal his next team. He said this process is going to be, quote, very fun, but he is not ready to reveal who his next team is going to be. And then when he went on CNBC, he basically just declined to talk about it at all. When are you going to do it, man? Like, when are we going to get this thing over with?
I saw a report today that Adam Silver and the NBA are postponing putting the schedule out because they need to know where LeBron is playing, and they have no idea. Like, they can't announce the Christmas Day games because they don't know where LeBron's
schedule yesterday. That's pretty funny.
I did see that. They can't announce where the Christmas Day games are because they don't know where LeBron is playing. Like, they have all the games figured out,
yeah,
I'm sure, but
they can't do Christmas Day
games?
schedule, yeah.
No, they have no idea.
You have to. I mean, LeBron's got to play, especially if it's his last year.
Even if it's not.
How many years in a row has LeBron played on Christmas? I mean, it's had to legit been every year.
I would imagine it's almost every year since his rookie
all the way
season.
back to like year 2, yeah.
I mean, even Cooper Flagg played on Christmas as a rookie.
That's true. Yeah, but Cleveland, though, being one of the teams, you know, it's like, I bet early on they didn't have him on there. But
are you sure?
LeBron not ready to reveal his next team yet.
Oh, do you want to? I got it. Ready?
Okay.
19 consecutive years, 2007 to 2025.
Oh, so that means like year 3 he didn't play on Christmas. So that's kind of crazy.
He's played 20 times,
yeah.
So there was a gap.
So either year 1 or 2 they did have him on there.
He debuted Christmas as a rookie.
Nice, very cool. I'll always remember. I guess I'm forgetting the matchup, but I think it was Heat Knicks, the year that there was the lockout in the NBA, 2012, I think, and they started on Christmas. I believe that Heat Knicks was the opening game of the season. I could be wrong there. It was certainly LeBron and the Heat. I just can't remember who their opponent was.
I think it was the Knicks.
I believe it was the Knicks.
And the Knicks were in the black jerseys.
And that was fun, man. That was when the Christmas jerseys were cool too. They wore the different jerseys. That was fun.
The year after the Cavs won the title, 2017, that Christmas game.
Yeah, that was
with the blue Warriors jerseys and the cursive and the Cavs
Yeah.
in the maroon and the yellow cursive.
Kyrie hit that shot over Clay
That
to
is
win the game.
the best Christmas game ever.
Yeah, that was an elite Christmas game. We'll close with more LeBron news. Pat Riley and Giannis Antetokounmpo had their kind of introductory press conference with the Miami Heat yesterday. Both of them are being open about their pursuance of LeBron James as well. They said they are very open and would be excited to have LeBron back in Miami. I still think that's the team. I still do. I know the Warriors stuff has gotten big. I don't really think the Cavs stuff is going to happen. It's just a weird. I just don't believe it.
I don't know, man. I think it might.
I don't really want him to go back to Cleveland.
I don't right now,
You
but
already did that.
once the season starts and if it is his last time, I think it is.
I just think it's gross too. Mainly that's what it is.
Not
just
if Harden
don't-
leaves.
I
If
don't
Harden
love
leaves,
his-
it makes sense.
But look, he's not gonna leave.
They can move him. He opted out of his
Who
deal.
wants him? Yeah, he does this every time just so he can sign a 2-year deal again, and then he'll do this again next offseason.
Sure, but if the Cavs get LeBron, they might just be like, sorry, James Harden.
that would be kind of sick.
All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. If you're looking for a car, I can tell you from firsthand experience, Garber Chevrolet in Midland makes it easy. Bought my first car there last summer. The whole process was smooth, no stress, just straightforward. Whether it's a new whip or a quality used vehicle, the team knows their stuff and gets it done right and on time. Garber Chevrolet, a place you can actually trust to purchase your ride.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, Kyle, it is a Friday after all, and we're still like in this week where, yeah, there's still, thank God the Tigers are coming back today, but there's still not a lot going on. So I did quickly realize last night the best talking point or the biggest talking point for this weekend, just across culture in general, it's 1,000% going to be this Odyssey movie by Christopher Nolan. I will tell you, I'm not going to see it this weekend because I'm taking next week off. Not going to be here on vacation.
Seriously?
And I will be seeing it. Yes, seriously. And I will be seeing it while I'm out of town. I'm like sick to my stomach. I guess I'm not all that worried about spoilers with this movie. Like the story's been told 1,000 times and it's not like, it's not like Endgame or like some of those Avengers ones where there's like this massive spoiler on how the movie ends.
Yeah, or like people already have a theory going into the movie of what it's going to be like.
Yeah, it's not like that, but I am getting a little like, oh man, like I really want to see it this weekend just so I can have some conversations about the movie with people because I have a feeling you're probably going to see it this weekend, right?
I think I'm going to go see it Sunday. I think that's my plan. Obviously, the big debacle with the Odyssey is, of course, you kind of have to see it in IMAX. And not only do you kind of have to see it in IMAX, you kind of have to see it in 70mm IMAX. And that's a difficult thing to go do because there's
at the GR, man.
Yeah, but that's the only one. There's other IMAX theaters, which I think seeing it in IMAX is still just good enough.
It'll be fine.
But seeing it normally, I can't. It sounds like such a, I don't even know, like just a spoiled take.
It's not worth it. You may as well watch it on your phone.
I don't really want to see it normally. Like, it's not built to be watched normally. And that's messed up. And some people are like upset about that. I don't know. I want to watch it how the movie was built to be watched. And so I do want to go see it in IMAX. I think Grand Blanc is the nearest IMAX theater to here technically, or like Lansing.
But the true 70mm IMAX theaters, there's only 25 of them in the country, and
Something
Grand
like
Rapids
that,
happens to have one of them.
Grand Rapids is the only one in Michigan.
That theater's amazing, by the way. It's like a it's like you're watching in an lecture hall with an enormous movie. There's like 700 people that can fit in that theater.
So like yesterday, friend of the show, Chris Castellani, I saw that he went and saw the Odyssey, but I saw he tweeted out, I should have asked him about this. He tweeted out, I thought I was seeing this in IMAX, and I'm not.
Oh, that's such a
I don't know, like I would maybe not see it. I don't know. Like
it's not it is worth the extra however many dollars to see this one in IMAX. And I haven't seen the movie, so it's ridiculous for me to say that. However,
it's gotten well enough praise so far.
Well enough praise to the point where, like, is Christopher Nolan now the best director of the 21st century?
What do you mean now? He of course is. He's the best director of our generation. Like, no doubt about it. It's not like a hot take for me to say he's my favorite one. There's a lot of really good ones. People are going to go to Tarantino. I think David Fincher, of course, deserves a ton of love as well for his work in the 21st century. He's had really good 90s movies, though, as well. Mm-hmm. But, Nolan is the GOAT. I think he was solidified as of at least the 21st century with Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer set him in stone. Like, that movie had an insane amount of hype, and it delivered. And it won every award, and it was an unbelievable experience to watch in the theater. It competed with Barbie. Like, that was one of the biggest head-to-head
another good
movie
IMAX
theater
one.
draws. Yeah, like,
but not like to this Odyssey extent where it's like, no. You have to go watch it in theaters so you can feel like you're trapped at sea with Poseidon. Like that's the experience that you're talking about.
Even just like the comparisons. Like, I've seen the comparisons of it. The movie's just straight up cut off. Like, a lot of it is the screen is cut off normally because it's built to be watched more vertically. And so, yeah, that's on a rewatch or whatever. You can do it. You can watch it normally, of course. But the first time I want to see it, I really want to experience it. Oppenheimer was the best movie that I had seen in movie theaters in a really long time, just from a movie theater experience. And so that's why I'm super excited to watch The Odyssey. I've been rewatching a lot of my favorite Christopher Nolan films in the last couple weeks. Like last night, I was watching The Prestige, which is my favorite Nolan movie ever. And so I'm just kind of like gearing up to watch it. I'm extremely excited.
Yeah, I like the point of IMAX just because you get submerged inside of the movie. Like, you feel like you are there. So I grew up in Grand Rapids, so I was spoiled by going to this enormous theater, the 70 millimeter.
I went there once as a kid, but I don't know if I watched I don't know if I saw it in IMAX.
What movie?
I have no idea. I was super young.
So like I grew up going to a lot of those, and I not realizing how spoiled I was that that's one of the 25 in the country. But like I remember, do you remember that Everest movie of people climbing Everest? That's one of the first ones I saw in IMAX.
Seems like a good one to see.
And I remember just being like, I'm cold because I feel like I'm climbing Mount Everest. Not only is the IMAX obviously bigger, but the sound systems in the IMAX theaters are truly submerge you into movies. Every time any of the new Star Wars came out, I was seeing them. The new Avengers movies, I was seeing them. And that it's a different type of experience going to the movie theater in general, watching a movie. Watching it in IMAX, I think, amplifies it up to another level in addition to that. I do think going to the movies is back, though. This year has been incredible for the return of movie theater experiences.
I think it's been back for quite some time. And I do truly think Oppenheimer and Barbie kind of sparked the resurgence of the movie theaters.
This year has been where it's like feels fully back.
And it will be 1,000% back at the end of the year when you have, of course, the Avengers movie coming out plus Dune 3. Like that
same day.
Yeah, like that is going to really solidify it.
Plus Spider-Man later this month.
Yeah. Getting the Odyssey, though, in the middle of the summer here is pretty huge. It's gotten a ton of praise so far. I'm super duper excited to watch it. Trying to rank it amongst the rest of Nolan's discography or filmography is going to be difficult.
Yeah, you pull up his IMDb and it's ridiculous.
I have a notes page of every Nolan movie ranked. It's difficult. It changes a lot.
Where do you have? What's your top three?
My top three. It's controversial because Interstellar's not in it, and that's everybody has an opinion about Interstellar. Interstellar's amazing. My top three is let me pull it up just to make sure that I'm not messing this up. The Prestige and Inception are 1 and 2, no doubt about it. And I believe my third one
got to be one of the Batmans, right?
No, my third. This is my biggest hot take. My third is Memento. Memento is
I haven't seen that one.
One of the most underrated movies in history. It's his third movie, I think. I think it's his second movie, actually.
And that shows you how deep it goes because you didn't have any of the Dark Knights.
Yeah.
Nor did you have
my hot take too.
Interstellar.
I actually like The Dark Knight Rises. I think more than The Dark Knight.
That's the one with Bane.
It's a hot take. It is the one with Bane.
No, come on, man.
I know, it's a hot take.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Hopefully, y'all can see Odyssey this weekend.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
We mentioned in the open that the Tigers are potentially going to be buyers at this year's deadline. That doesn't mean they're going to go make some big splashy move. I think that would just mean add some bullpen arms if that actually is true. So now the question arises, who's more likely to actually be a buyer the rest of the summer? The Detroit Tigers or the Detroit Pistons? This is essentially a gauge on how much truth is there in the Tigers, reporting that they will be buyers. How much truth is there to that? And also, do we have any confidence in the Pistons to make another move? Or is this team, as Hunter Patterson reported yesterday, done for the offseason? Which, if they are done, I will say, Kyle, oh, wow, what a letdown of an offseason.
But I think they are.
I know. It's becoming scary.
Here's the question. Is this who's more likely to be a buyer or who's more likely to make a big move? Because
who's more likely to add a piece?
Okay, because I think Tarik Skubal being traded away would be a big move, but I get what you're saying. Can I go none of the above and pick the Detroit Red Wings? They're probably going to trade away Dylan Larkin.
That's not buying either.
Right. No, that's a good point.
So we got 3 teams that are going to be sellers this summer?
We're buying, sure. Well, the Pistons aren't selling.
True.
I think the answer...
but they were. They did this offseason. They traded away 2 rotation guys for... I guess John Collins they technically traded.
The team is better than it was last year. I think they are.
In a vacuum, I agree with you. But compared to the rest of the Eastern Conference, I think they're worse. When you consider their competition and where they stack up amongst them, I think they're worse than they were last year.
Yeah, sure. That's fair. I think the team itself is better just because on paper you sent out LeVert, Stu, Tobias for Collins, Joe, and Abuka Corey, basically. I think that Joe and Collins are just way better versions of the other 2 guys. Beef Stew, losing him, that kind of sucks. But
you're better offensively, you're worse defensively.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with this offseason.
I think that's
was
fair.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, and I think we expected that to happen. We also expected there to be one more thing. Oh, and by the way, Jalen Duren still's not on the team. So
right.
That plays into this a ton as well. I would still say who's more likely to be a buyer and make a big buy move, it's still the Pistons. We can get all this reporting about the Tigers making a big trade or whatever. If the Tigers for real are buyers with quotations around that, it's not going to be some big buy. They're going to add a reliever and they're going to add some veteran shortstop / second base piece that is fine, and that's going to be their version of buying. They're not going to go all in and make some big crazy trade.
Well, let me rephrase it then, because I think I worded this wrong in our rundown. I did phrase it big move, and I agree with you. If the Tigers are going to be buyers, it's not going to be like a Geno Suarez type. It's going to be a bullpen arm. Who's just more likely to add another player by the time the season, the rest of the summer, I guess, is what it comes down to. Is it going to be the Tigers doing an asinine move and buying, or are the Pistons finally going to play their hand and make a move rather than sit on their hands the entire time?
I still think the Pistons. Because
there's no more marginal moves for the Pistons to make. The only other move for the Pistons to make is to add another starter that can help them get over the top.
Here is the thing. I know that we have become pretty impatient. Not even just impatient, but we have just gotten to a point where, nothing has happened for a good 2 weeks now with the Pistons. Well, nothing has happened in the NBA. And all of the guys that we have hypothetically pinned on Detroit to trade for, they're all still available. Trey Murphy's still out there.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. is still out there, and there's been reporting that him and Brooklyn are nowhere near an agreement on an extension. Okay, that's good news. All the guys that we have hypothesized to get traded outside of Kawhi Leonard are all still available. Kevin Durant, that's still out there. So I think that the chances of it happening still are there. We've just gotten to a point where some time has gone by, so we've convinced ourselves it's not going to happen, which is a fair thing to do. Now, the issue is they're dealing with this Jalen Duren situation on top of it. I think that has really put a pause and a hold on anything that Detroit is going to do the rest of the offseason.
Yeah, I think Jalen Duren has put a pause on the Pistons' ability to operate because they want to know what that number is going to be before they are trading for players with already predetermined numbers, right? In an era with basically a hard cap as a second apron, these numbers matter more than they ever have before. You can't just add a player and figure out the cap stuff later. You have to have these down to the penny, to the dollar, to know exactly where you are amongst the league in terms of spending and the tax stuff. It gets really complicated really fast. So I think Duren is holding up the Pistons for making additional moves right now. And I do think LeBron is holding up a lot of other teams for making other moves, like James Harden, and whether or not he's going to be on Cleveland. I think that's very much dependent on where LeBron ends up going.
I do think that is holding it up, but also, like, we know the teams that are potentially going to get LeBron. It's not like the Pelicans are waiting to trade Trey Murphy based off of where LeBron goes, Sure,
but like Jimmy Butler could be moved if LeBron goes to the Warriors. Like, every team that LeBron's in contention for, there's a potential move to be made. Embiid with the Sixers. There's moves.
I've been hearing that. They're not going to trade Embiid, right? I've been hearing
that. I think once LeBron signs, there's at least a domino or two to fall after.
Sure, there is. And it's LeBron at the end of the day. And the fact that he is going to sign with a team, like you said, likely for either the mid-level / the vet minimum, that really throws a wrench in everything, because this is uncharted territory for a lot of teams. Adding a player of that caliber for that price, it can affect a lot of things for what happens across the league. And you're right, maybe LeBron goes to a team in the East and the Pistons are like, oh man, like specifically if he goes to the Cavs, we're looking at a group of teams in the East now where it's like, man, the Pistons, we have to make a move. Whereas if he goes to Golden State, they might think, we still feel pretty good about our chances in the East. We're not going to make a big move. So, yeah, I think that all of that stuff does play a factor. I think it just is easy to see all the time that has passed and be frustrated with the Pistons not making any moves. And then we get the reporting from Hunter Patterson, which we kind of are forced to believe, right? Because we haven't gotten the opposite reporting, that they are still all in on making a big move, that they're basically done for the offseason outside of Jalen Duren, and it sounds like they want to extend Asar Thompson leading up to day one.
Especially because, I thought it was reasonable to believe that they were going to make a big move simply because they moved off of Isaiah Stewart and they moved off of Karis LeVert.
Yeah, the LeVert trade specifically was the one.
Yeah, they attached second-round picks to bring in two guys on minimum salaries.
And to save $7 million or whatever it was, yeah.
Like, you don't do that unless you have another move coming, and I don't think that move was simply to clear up cap space for Jalen Duren, because you had the money to do that regardless. So now it's like, do you really value Taurean Prince that much as a floor spacer? I don't think so.
Right.
So and by the way, it is funny because you just said, like, if LeBron goes to Cleveland or Miami, it forces the Pistons to maybe have to make a big move. Isn't it funny that 24 years have gone by and we're still like, oh, man.
Yeah, whatever LeBron does, we're screwed. We really have to reconsider.
Because it's true, though. If LeBron goes to Cleveland or Philadelphia or Miami for that matter, it's like, oh, no.
Truly,
it makes one of those teams
the favorite. It makes them the Eastern Conference favorite. Like, sorry to the Knicks. And I honestly, the Knicks are the team that is getting, and I know we do a lot of Knicks hate on this show. They're getting so screwed over by this offseason.
Because LeBron would have went there?
They just won, not even that. They just won the damn championship, and everyone's like, oh, that was sweet. That was cool. Look at all these other teams in the East, though. These other teams are way better now than the Knicks are.
Yeah, but also,
and whatever team LeBron goes to, that team's just going to be the favorite. The Knicks just won the title, and they're bringing everybody back, man. Like,
but think about how hard it is to win a second title.
East. They should at least be the favorites in the conference.
I think they are, right?
But they're not. They're not going to be, though. The second LeBron goes to another team, which I haven't looked at these, but like LeBron goes to the Heat, they're the favorites, man.
As they should be.
LeBron goes to the Sixers. LeBron goes to the Cavs. They're the favorites. 100%.
But here's the thing. Any one of those teams he goes to, they should end up being the favorites because all of them have strong foundations, and then all of them are adding the smartest basketball player to ever live that's still one of the 15 or so best players in the NBA.
Sure. And you know the team that's not the favorites that we didn't throw out right there?
The Pistons.
The Detroit Pistons.
Yes.
Even Boston. Yeah, Boston is second right now.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say
Vegas agrees with me that Boston's still going to be awesome.
Good. They'll still be good, 100%. I saw somebody say LeBron to Boston is like the sneaky one, and I was thinking about that. I was like,
Paul George, Tatum, LeBron. I mean, that is
LeBron
lethal.
could like be the second option there. A lot of these other places that he's going to, he like might not be the second option.
It would be Derek White, Paul George as your 2, basically. LeBron as your 3, Tatum as your 4. Yeah, it doesn't really matter who your 5 is.
Yeah,
you're smacking everybody.
Team's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
But LeBron in a Boston Celtics jersey, I think, is the grossest.
I don't think you can go from the Lakers to the Celtics. I know we've had some players do it, but not.
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder did it.
He went directly to. I know Rondo's.
I don't think he
played
did.
for both.
I don't think he did directly. I don't really know who has gone direct. Brandon Bass did both.
Oh, now we're deep in the
Yeah,
bag.
it was just the first name I thought of. But
Rondo
yeah,
actually might have.
I don't think Rondo did. I think Rondo had several stops. He was like Kings, Mavericks, a few places before ending up with the Lakers. All I'll say is all of those teams that are favorites over the Pistons have all made substantial moves this offseason. Now, Boston has made a substantial move of like getting worse, I guess.
I don't think they have. And I know, like,
Ben, they got worse. Like, we need to stop this. They traded Jaylen Brown for.
They traded.
They got worse, dude.
They didn't.
They
have
had
Tatum last
Jaylen
year.
Brown. Their team is worse than it was before the trade. Is all I'm trying to say.
I disagree.
How do you disagree with that?
Because
who's better at basketball, Jaylen Brown or Paul George?
But you have to consider
they
Jason
had
Tatum
both of them
coming
on their
back.
team. They had both of them. This
Not
take is
really though.
your worst
They
take.
did not have both of those guys. Tatum
on their
was
roster,
not the
they
same
had both
player.
of them.
Sure,
I
but
don't
last
get this take
you're
at
saying,
all. You're acting like
saying
he's not
from
on the
last
team.
season. Last season they did not
I'm
have
not
the true
saying
version
last,
of Jason
when did I
Tatum.
ever say last season? I'm talking right now. Their team is worse after that trade than it was. That's just a fact.
Yes, I agree with that, but I still think they're the second best team, and I still think they're better than they were last season because it's a 1-for-1 swap of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
I never said last season. I said that trade made them a worse team than they were before doing the trade.
Sure. But considering last season versus this season, what the Eastern Conference is going to look like, the general overall point of there are so many more teams that can compete remains true because the Celtics are still one of them, even if they're worse after this trade. Right?
Yeah, I don't get why you're getting worked up because I never said any of that stuff.
Oh, I'm calm.
I'm just saying they got worse via that trade. That's all I said. And all these other teams have made trades to improve their teams.
Sure. Plus, the Pacers are getting their star player back.
And the Pistons, have gotten marginally better, but there has not been a move that is like the rest of those teams where like, wow, that team is in contention this year.
Yeah. Yeah. So to answer our original question, the Tigers?
I still think it's the
horrifying.
Pistons, right? The Tigers making a big move, like via buying.
Any move.
Because you know what I think is likely if they do this whole we're not trading Skubal thing? They're just going to do nothing, right? Isn't that what's going to happen? They're just going to play it out.
Scott Harris will add
they'll add a lefty reliever and that's it.
And he'll be terrible.
Yeah,
he'll have a 5.3 ERA.
It'll be some guy they don't even have to trade a top 30 guy for, and that's it.
Yeah. Exactly what they did last year, which is let's just add.
But last year they even had Finnegan was a good guy to go get.
Sure.
I don't even think it'll be a guy of his caliber.
But it was Paddock and who was the other bozo
I
that
forgot
they brought in?
Chris, old dude.
Charlie Morton.
Yes,
those
Charlie
guys
Morton.
sucked.
Strikeout. He was like the 40-year-old version of Jack Flaherty. He gets a lot of swing and miss. He strikes out a lot of guys.
He'll also give up a home run every single time he's out there.
He also gives up 12 hits every time he pitches, but sure.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. Who are we the most excited for when training camp rolls around? I am fascinated and fixated on one certain player in 2 weeks. 2 weeks until the Lions are back in Allen Park. I can't wait. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. The 10 o'clock hour is brought to you by Aaron Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to put you in a better position, whether it's your home, auto, life, or business coverage. They make sure your protection actually fits your life. If you're looking for a team that takes the guesswork out of insurance, this is it. Be sure to go follow Aaron Insurance Group on social media to stay connected and see how they're helping people every single day. Support the pride, passion, and tradition of Northwood University athletics. From packed gyms to big plays on the field, the Timberwolves compete with heart every single day. Catch all the action and cheer on Northwood athletics as they continue building champions in competition in the classroom and the community.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Kyle, tell me one player that you are fixated on heading into training camp, because I have one answer that I think is going to be a zag on what most people are probably thinking when they think of, tell me one player you're excited about. For training camp, that is 2 weeks away. I can't believe we're 2 weeks away, man. I'm getting so giddy about it.
I know,
it's
actually kind of crazy.
I saw today, the Lions just tweeted out, we're 58 days away. We're Penei Sewell days away from the first game.
Oh, the guy who lost in the Sweet 16, that guy?
I don't want to talk about it.
I have a cop-out answer.
Sure.
The cornerback room. I just that's what I'm most interested in. And so it is a group of guys. It's not one guy in specific. I think there's other guys that I could say in other position groups that I've thought of for this, and maybe you have some of the same answers. But just the CB room in general, what's going to happen there, man? Terrion Arnold being off this team was something that we did not expect to happen. And I don't even know if the Lions expected this to happen either. And yes, they added a lot of new faces to that group. There's a lot of these hybrid type of corners that they have in the group right now. But as far as who is going to be the outside guy next to DJ Reed and DJ Reed in general, can he handle the load of hey, we don't really have a true CB2, so can you be a for sure lockdown CB1 in the NFC that has a ton of elite wide receivers in it?
Specifically the North, too.
Yeah, can he be that guy? And then on top of that, can we have some sort of competence next to him, which has been a group for this team that under the entire Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell era has been the area of question, right? It has been the spot that we've been most concerned about come end of the season every single year. Maybe outside of last year, because every group was an area of question. So that's, to me, the thing I'm most intrigued by, and I'm excited to see is just what is going on in that group at all.
Yeah. Who's going to arise as the second starter? Is it just simply Rock Ya-Sin?
Yeah.
Are they going to move their fourth-round pick Keith Abney to the outside and give him the opportunity?
Is it going to be a
start?
committee? Is it going to be a group of guys? Are they going to have a rotation out there? I have no idea.
A committee of corners. Oh, man. That would be rough.
That would be a sign that no one has shined, and that would be unfortunate.
Correct. Yes, I like that answer. I think it's a totally valid answer. I don't think it's a cop-out at all. My answer is one player, though. I can't wait to see what we get out of Aleem McNeil in training camp. Is there some extra juice? Is there a big old smile on his face? Is he dominating his one-on-ones? Does he look like he has a different burst? Does he tell us heading into training camp, I'm in the best shape of my life? Because that's honestly one guy where I wouldn't mind hearing that he was in the best shape of his life. Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody says.
McGregor was in the best shape of his life, wasn't he?
He probably was.
What everybody was saying.
But last year, Aleem McNeil was perhaps the most disappointing player on the Detroit Lions, coming back from the ACL, career lows in essentially everything across the board. Granted, he didn't play as many games as he typically does. It was a career low in, just total snaps. The lowest career snap total since his rookie season. So there's that as well. But in terms of, how he graded out, worst defensive grade his entire career on PFF, worst run defense grade, worst tackling grade, worst pass rush grade. He just wasn't making an impact out there. 23 total pressures in 23 total pressures in 318 pass rush snaps. Like, man, that's just not good. That's not good at all. You're not winning your one-on-ones. You're not having any sort of impact. Plus, you were a poor run defender. Like, not just a standard one, again, that you can just throw out there and you don't notice. He was a poor run defender last year. So with career lows across the board, I am excited to see if he can return to his 2024 form when he was potentially making a case to make a Pro Bowl for the first time in his career. By the time he tore his ACL, that was week 14. So I'm excited to see what Aleem McNeil looks like, especially considering this. This is the first year the new extension kicks in. He is making $28 million this year, which is a top 5 cap hit on the entire team for the Detroit Lions. He's expected to perform as one of the 5 best players on the team purely based on financials. He wasn't anywhere close to, I wouldn't even say he was a top 20 player on the team last year. So whether or not he can bounce back and how fresh he looks in training camp and how, much better he looks in training camp now compared to how he looked, not just last year training camp because he didn't have one, but just in general, like, does he feel good? Does he look good? That is what I'm the most fixated about.
Yeah, I think it's fair based off of the perception that we had off of Aleem McNeil the last couple of years going into last season. He was like one of the up-and-comers, a part of a large group of up-and-comers for the Lions, and it feels like he's no longer in that group. And he was one of the guys that got paid, and he's the one contract, probably just the lone one contract you can look at extension-wise from Brad Holmes that's currently on the team. Taylor Decker no longer is. That you can be like, I don't know about that one.
Derek Barnes one's a little fishy too, but it's not at all. Like, Derek Barnes is making $9.7 million this year. Aleem McNeil, it's the third highest cap hit at $28.9 million, so call it $29 million. He's making more than Penei Sewell this year, Kyle.
It's the deal that you look at and you're like, I don't know, Brad. Like, that was we took a risk on that one. And I think a lot of the extensions at the time were risks. The JMO one I thought was like a big-time risk to extend that guy, and it's totally worked out. The Aleem McNeil one has not, and it still could, and that's why I think your answer here is pretty good, because it absolutely could work out where he does come back in with DJ Reader no longer there. However, you do have like a backup option now with Tarik Williams, so it almost puts some pressure on Aleem McNeil. Like, hey,
well, they can also both play.
Well, yeah, they could, but like if Aleem McNeil underperforms, it's like, okay, in that defensive tackle group now, we view Tarik Williams as our best guy going forward. Like, that could easily happen as well.
Yeah, because the other thing is they didn't replace DJ Reader. It's not like they have a true nose tackle. Yeah. So I do expect them
Lopez
to just
gone.
Right. So I do expect them to just have McNeil and Tarik Williams out there as their defensive tackles, which is fine.
They should. I mean, you have a former first-round pick in year 2, and then a guy who you paid and view as like a true Pro Bowler.
And the thing with that Aleem McNeil contract of the $28 million per year, that was mostly based on projection. Like, Aleem McNeil's career had climbed in a linear fashion And they were like, okay, we'll give you the contract, assuming that you're going to continue to do that. And obviously the ACL injury had a huge setback. But again, like, even if Aleem McNeil gets back to exactly who he was in 2024, he's still not exactly worth $29 million a season. He has to, like, truly have the best year of his career.
29 is, like you
for
said,
it to be worth it.
Whew.
It's Jared Goff at 37.
He's got to have the best year of his career. Yeah, I agree.
It's Amon-Ra at 33 and Aleem McNeil at 29. If you're asking me who has the most pressure on them this season going into the year, it's Aleem McNeil, and there's no second place to it. He has to be great because remember how bad the Lions' run defense was last year when that had been
and that was their
they
strength.
Could always rely on under Aaron Glenn. A big part of that was because they put Aleem McNeil back into the lineup, and he was a poor run defender, which had never been the case in his career. He was a do-it-all type of guy who had some pass rush juice as well, which becomes one of the most invaluable things that you can have in football. Even when you don't have Aleem McNeil racking up double-digit sacks the way that, like, a Chris Jones.
I was just going to say, that's why Chris Jones is viewed so highly for such a long time.
Right. Like, you don't even have to rack up the sack totals like Chris Jones and Aaron Donald did. Just having someone who is so steady against the run while also providing you some pass rush
just pressure even as well from the interior. Yeah, Dexter Lawrence is a very similar guy to that.
It allows you to do so much else on the defensive line and with your blitzing and your linebackers. It just unlocks. It's invaluable, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And Aleem McNeil was starting to become one of those players where it's like, oh my God, this allows everyone else to just take so much pressure off of them if he's creating pressure from the interior. And then again, last year, he was a negative asset out in the field. This upcoming season, $28 million on the books. You've got to perform. It's got to be the best year of your career.
I agree. And hopefully it is. But if it's not, then some really tough conversations are going to be had about Aleem McNeil.
Like what? Like what are they going to do?
I guess that's a good point. Pop into the YouTube chat really quick with people with the question, what Lion are you most excited for at camp? Chris says, Derek Moore. I've been wanting an edge opposite of Aiden for years now. Can't wait to see what he can do. Yeah, that's a great one because not only, of course, he's the Michigan guy, second-round pick, but he could be the true edge opposite of Hutch. He could be like the 3-down edge rusher, not just a guy that comes in on 3rd down. Like he might be the guy built for that.
Competition at that position too between Woonham and who was the other one they brought in? They brought in 2 different edge rushers this offseason. It was DJ Woonham and Peyton Turner, who's an injury-riddled guy in his career. But like, it's not like Derek Moore's just getting handed that position, you know? So I like that pick as well. All right, 989-837-6125. We'll take a trip around the league, but it'll be a college edition when we come back here on the Ben Bosscher Show live on the Mitt. Summers in Michigan, they can be so hot like they have been for the last couple of weeks. And the last thing you want is for your AC unit to quit on you when it is blazing. That's where Answer Heating and Cooling comes in. They get your furnaces and AC units running efficiently all year long so your home can stay cozy. That's Answer Heating and Cooling, keeping Midland homes comfortable all year long.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I told you we're Panay Sewell days away from Detroit Lions playing real meaningful Week 1 football against the Saints. What? By the way, I don't know what the spread of that game is. I don't care to look for a while. Whatever it is, oh my God, the Lions are smacking that team. Oh, feel-good Saints story. No. What do we know the Lions do to crappy teams? They eviscerate them.
Ooh, are the Saints a crappy team, though?
Come on, man.
I think they're, like, fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
I don't think they're a crappy team.
Did they still finish last in the worst division?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
This one, we're going around the conference today, Kyle.
Yeah, what do you got here today?
So The Athletic put out all 4 power schools, or power conferences. They went through and named what this school is. Is it a football school? Is it a basketball school? Is it a swimming school?
Oh.
I want to see if you can shoot, let's say 75% in the Big 18 or the Big 17. Is there 17 or 18? I think there's 18.
18.
So if you were to go 75%, you'd have to go 14 of 18 is 77%. So you got to get 14 of these right to have a 75%.
I mean, I'm
grade.
just not gonna. Okay, hear me out first. Is this men's and women's sports?
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of these Big Ten schools are going to be volleyball schools. Women's volleyball schools. So I wanted to nip that in the bud early on.
I'll give you a hint early. There's one women's volleyball school in the Big Ten.
Okay.
You got to name who it is, though.
Right now?
No.
It's either Nebraska or Wisconsin.
We'll go.
Is it neither?
We'll go. No, I'm just.
It's for sure one of the two of them.
It is one of the two of them. Let's start at the top. Though. I'm going to go in
this
order.
Sucks.
Illinois.
Okay, so this is tough because a team like Nebraska just had an awesome basketball year. They're not a basketball school, so how much prestige is involved in this?
A lot.
A lot of really good wrestling schools in the Big Ten as well. Ugh.
I don't think there are any wrestling on here.
Really?
It's
Minnesota's not wrestling? This isn't my guess, but if it is, it'd be sick if you just told me.
No, it's not. I mean, if anything was supposed to be wrestling, it'd be Penn State, but you could probably guess what Penn State is.
Okay, let me just I think I'm overthinking this a little bit.
Iowa might be a wrestling school too. Let's start at the top low. Illinois.
Illinois has to be basketball, men's basketball. They have to be.
Correct.
Okay. I might have just been overthinking this a little bit.
Illinois is a basketball school. How about Indiana? They're buddy next door.
Indiana's another one that prestige-wise and legacy-wise, they are one of the most historic men's basketball programs in the country. So I will say men's basketball.
You are right. A 2-year stretch of their football program being dominant does not change that. How long would they have to be good in football for? What would Kirk Cignetti have to do for that to flip?
Honestly, if they won another one this year, if they went straight up back-to-back, are they already a football school?
For sure.
I don't know, though. Maybe he just has to be their coach for 10 years.
With a whole new quarterback, too.
Yeah.
Iowa.
Okay, you gave me a hint that maybe Iowa would be wrestling, but you wouldn't just give me it, so I'm going to say it's not wrestling. They're a pretty good football school. Are they good at any other sports? You said, swimming and other stuff like this can be involved. I'm never going to get any of that right, so I'll just willingly take the L on those ones.
There's hardly anything that's obscure. They're almost all football and basketball, so know that.
I would think that they are a football school. Kirk Ferentz has led them to be they've developed a lot of NFL talent as well. That probably goes into this. I would say football school.
And you would be right.
Really? Okay.
I think you got... If we did this 2 years ago, there might be a different answer, though. Women's basketball was for sure.
Oh, you're right.
A women's basketball
that's a really good
for
point.
A while.
That's a really good point. Yeah,
but it is a football school. How about Maryland?
Ooh. Maryland has some basketball legacy. Football, nah. I mean, if they're not football. Maryland could be one of these weird ones. I will say it's men's basketball, but I think I'm probably wrong. But I will say men's basketball.
You are correct.
Boom.
Maryland is men's basketball.
Come
They have a
on,
good
man.
basketball team once in a while. The Crab Five.
What was the Mello Trimble? Right? Wasn't he Maryland?
Mello Trimble.
Yeah.
Not sure. Lefty Dreisel. Is that who you're thinking of?
No.
Len
No.
Bias, Gary Williams.
I'm thinking of Mello
Joe
Trimble.
Smith. All right, how about Michigan?
Michigan's a football school.
Correct.
Come on. Just won the basketball title or whatever, but
You're 5 for 5. Michigan State.
men's basketball. Come on. This is easy. We're getting it easy. No.
Hey, man, I agree with you.
No.
Do you want me to read the blurb? It's football. This might surprise people, but take it from Izzo himself. He works at a football school. He's the Big Ten's winningest hoops coach with a national title and 8 Final Fours. But this is about fan passion, not program success. Tracking back to Big E, Duffy, and Bubba, football is king in East Lansing. I disagree.
It's just wrong. It's just wrong.
I agree with you. So I'm
No,
I'm not
I mean,
gonna
I got
count
it
that as
wrong. I got it wrong.
All right. I'm counting as
That's
wrong.
just wrong, though.
I agree. How
Tom
about
Izzo should just be the answer.
Minnesota?
Okay, so Minnesota was the one that I thought would have been. Are they not good at wrestling? For some reason in my brain they were. Ooh,
They are
wait
very
a
good at
second.
wrestling.
Aren't they good at hockey? Wait a second. I'm going to rock with hockey. My pick's going to be hockey. Men's hockey.
Boom!
Let's go. Let's go, man.
You're doing great.
Bang.
You are
Chris is right. That discredits the entire list, the MSU one. I agree.
I saw that and I was like, oh boy, this is a trap for
Yeah.
Kyle. Nebraska.
Okay, so I know Wisconsin or Nebraska is going to be the volleyball one. Nebraska, they got upset this year in volleyball late. I think they are the volleyball school, though. But what else could they be? Because football, like, they have some pretty good legacy in football. And, like, with Matt Rule coming back, like, they have. I was just in Nebraska, by the way. I went all over their campus. It was a good time, downtown Lincoln. Tremendous facility at Memorial Stadium. I'm going to say volleyball school.
Oh, you nailed it. They're a volleyball school. They are. They've sold out their entire football
Shout out
stadium.
Harper Murray.
They sold out.
Yeah, they did.
An Oklahoma City arena as well in March. It's the number one volleyball school in the nation, I would say.
Yeah.
Northwestern.
Ooh.
You got to get into your bag on this one.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, if anything, it would be football, but like, obviously, I'm like, if it was going to be football or men's basketball, is what I'm saying.
Hey, that new stadium.
Can I just say, like, academics?
No.
They're a smart school.
There is a sport. If you know it, you know it. If you
Okay.
don't, you don't. There is a sport that they have like 1,000,000% dominated for years on end.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
let me get in my bag here. Will you give me a hint? Is this a men's or women's sport?
Women's.
Okay. It's not women's basketball.
No.
I do not know my, like, lacrosse game, but I could see it being something like that. I don't think it's softball. I'll say women's lacrosse.
Oh,
Screw
Kyle,
it.
you nailed it.
No way.
You nailed it. They've won 2 national championships
Oh, man.
in the last 3 seasons, Northwestern, and they're always a contender.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is
And
crazy.
okay,
that
this
was
is
a
crazy
straight
too.
guess.
From 2005 to 2009, they won every single national championship.
Oh, so they're like
They're
powerhouse.
nasty.
Okay. Shout out to Northwestern for that then.
Ohio State.
Ohio State football.
Correct. 9 for 10. Michigan State's the only one you got
the
wrong.
stupid one's the only one I've gotten wrong. Yeah.
How about Oregon?
Football. No national championships though for a football school.
Correct.
Huh.
I
Interesting.
for a second thought they were going to go track and field, but they did not. Penn State.
Penn State is still a football school, 100%, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
11 for 12. You need 2 more to be correct to hit that 75% mark. How about Purdue?
Men's basketball.
Bam. Nailed it.
Yep.
Rutgers.
Rutgers. Ooh, Rutgers is a tricky one. Ooh, Rutgers is a really tricky one. They don't really have, like, I mean, they had a little bit of men's basketball stuff going on recent years. I'm going to guess this is one of the weird ones because Rutgers football, Rutgers men basketball, like, But what else are they good at? I think this is going to be a major L for me. I'm just going to say men's basketball.
No.
Yeah.
It's football.
It is
If you
football?
go way back when, this was one of the premier programs from all the way back. I read a stat one time that more Rutgers players have played in the Super Bowl than any other university.
I do remember seeing that, actually.
But most of those are ancient.
Wish John was here. He would have helped me with that
So
one.
you got your second one wrong.
Okay.
You are 12 for 14. UCLA.
Okay, UCLA. This is a really tough one because men's basketball at UCLA is the most prestigious program of all. But the women's basketball program just won the Natty. But just like Indiana, I'm still going to pick men's basketball.
Oh, I thought that would have been, it would have been better TV if you got that wrong. But you got it right.
Yeah, it's not.
Basketball.
It's men's basketball.
It is men's basketball.
Yeah.
You need one more with 3 chances.
Okay.
USC.
Should be football. I will say football.
You are correct.
Yeah.
There you go. There's that 75% number. Washington.
Washington. Washington's probably football, but it's not like they're like some elite football program. But I'll still say football.
You're correct.
Yeah.
That's 15 for 17. And the last one, Wisconsin.
So Wisconsin is one that I would have picked volleyball, but you did kind of give me the hint that it's not volleyball. Football has been pretty solid at Wisconsin, but I will just still go with men's basketball.
Oh, you're wrong. It's football.
Really? They did go with football.
Yeah.
I
feel
kinda
like
disagree.
There's similar basketball and football programs in the fact that it's like they're usually not the worst team, but hardly ever are they the best.
Yeah. I mean, they went to a national championship in basketball like in the last
One time.
15 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
but has football? Like,
No.
football's won the Big Ten like one time.
Yeah, but they won that.
They win the Big
They
Ten in
won the
basketball a
West
good
all
amount
the
of
time.
times. Like,
Yeah, that's true. It's been a while though since they've won. The Big
I mean,
Ten
they
in
won it with
basketball.
Johnny Davis in them that year. Like, that was within the last 5 years.
So you went 15 for 17, or
I got 3
six,
wrong,
you get,
right? Yeah.
No, you get
15
yeah,
of
yeah.
18.
Yeah. Good job.
I'll take it. That was
Good
a fun
job.
one. That was a fun one. Michigan State, a football school.
99
Probably telling their fans that right now.
Yeah, you've won one Big Ten
Yeah.
game in the last 3 seasons. 989
Yeah, and it wasn't even at, it was at
837
Ford Field.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitts. Hey, I'll be honest with you, Kyle. I'm starting to get kind of hungry. Pizza Baker's got my name written all over it for lunch today. I would love a little banana-roni pizza. I would ask for the hot honey finish as well. So you got pepperoni, the cupped pepperoni, the good stuff. You got banana peppers. You got the hot honey finish. You got that wood fire taste that you just can't get anywhere else. It's not burnt, but it's got that crisp bottom. It's sourdough bread, so it's not going to slow you down the rest of the day, but it is going to fill you up. It's the perfect lunch play on a Friday. Head to Pizza Baker downtown Midland. Tell them 100.9 The Mitt sent you.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I was getting serious FOMO last night, and I almost regret. Like again, I explained this earlier, but I'm off next week, so I wanted to go see the movie while I'm off. I almost was like seeing everybody talk about it last night. I was like, oh, I should have gone and saw it. I should have drove an hour out of the way to go see Odyssey
more than
in
an hour.
IMAX.
Yeah, well, that's it. I now I'm at a point too where it's like knowing that there's only the 170 millimeter in Michigan. I think I have to go see it in Grand Rapids, but it's so far away from here, man.
It's 2 hours. It's not
2
bad.
hours?
Doesn't your sister live in GR?
Yeah, but like I
crash with her.
I don't have like a ton of time. Like it would have to be this weekend. We have loons all weekend. Back to the show on Monday. Like it's just
Could potentially go today.
potentially sure.
Yeah. You wouldn't just are you dead set on seeing it in the 70 millimeter?
No, but I think I would see it in regular IMAX. Everything I've looked up is like it seems like it's still okay to see it in regular IMAX visually. Like the screen has still got the verticalness to it. It just isn't the full experience.
Yeah, the experience of the big one is something.
I still think watching it in regular IMAX would be fine. Seeing the Odyssey, which is built for 70 millimeter, which people are frustrated with, I guess. I don't really care.
No,
I just want to see it, man. Like you said, my whole entire feed right now on Twitter is all about the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And it's not like people are saying spoilers. They're just kind of saying like their experience watching it, you know, like
it's a 2,000-year-old story. There's no spoilers. Most people probably know how it ends.
which that's a lot of Christopher Nolan movies are that way. It was like when Oppenheimer came out. This is a real thing that happened.
Yeah, we know how it ends.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the story of something. A lot of his Dunkirk, like a lot of his stories are you know what happens in them.
Yeah.
They just in Batman and that stuff was different, but
Well, odds are Batman's going to win. It's usually how superhero movies go. He's going to win.
true.
Yeah, I am
Except the best characters in the Batman trilogy from Christopher Nolan are the villains.
100%.
100%.
No doubt about it.
100%.
Yeah, I am so thrilled to see it as soon as I can. I can't wait to get inside of an IMAX theater and just it's a long one. I don't mind the
It's
long
a
movies.
250, I think.
Yeah. I don't mind the long
Yeah.
movies though.
Oppenheimer was a 3 hour and it didn't feel like it, that's for sure.
Cuz I've told you this. It's the number one time where it's the longest stretch of the day where I don't go on my phone is if I'm in a movie theater. If I can go 2 hours and 50 minutes without my phone,
Yeah,
and just
that's
lock
like
into
that's like a
something,
new record.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't typically be doing that.
Yeah, which I wish I did that more, but
Of
it's just
course.
unrealistic. When I'm in a
Especially
movie theater, it's like
especially
a
an
perfect
hour
excuse to
field
put it
as
down.
well. Like when constantly we need to know updates on everything that's going on in the world of sports that never ends.
Sure.
It's hard to not go on your phone for 3 hours.
And I mean, even if that wasn't the case,
Yeah, I'm also just
becomes pretty hard.
I'm also just a brain rotted person. Yeah.
movie theater. It's the escape. 989-837-6125. More on the Detroit Tigers and the national reports that they are going to be buyers at the deadline when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Here on a Friday, headed into the weekend.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mit, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Welcome back into the show. Happy Friday, everybody. 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yiter Insurance, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted every step of the way. They treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That's Yiter Insurance Group. They'll be there when you need them since 1940. Multiple national reporters yesterday not only saying that the Tigers are not going to sell at this year's deadline, they're not going to move Tarik Skubal, but some of them even going as far as saying they're going to be buyers at this year's deadline. Now, don't expect that to mean they're going after the top guys that are available, which are ironically a lot of their own players. But I don't expect them to go break the bank and give up the few, incredible prospects that they have in their minor league system to go acquire some bats or anything like another starter. They're not going to do anything like that. In my mind, buying just means, they'll add some bullpen pieces and try to recreate what they did last year by finding some of those guys. Do we believe this? If we get the sniff detector out, the lie detector test out, are we sniffing any BS from these national reporters that the Tigers could hold on to Tarik Skubal at this year's deadline? Because it feels like we're getting closer and closer to a territory to where, Scott Harris, knowing that he pushed all his chips into the middle of this table and went all in and wanted to create a last dance type of season, it almost feels like it's just as likely that he's going to double down on that, which I would advise against. And I think most rational Tigers fans would suggest that that is not the smart thing to do for this Tigers franchise. I think to go all in on this year in which you're 8 games below 500 is not appropriate. It's a little irresponsible, yet it feels like that is very much on the table for what the Tigers could be doing at this year's August 3rd trade deadline, which makes me pretty nervous.
Yeah, I think this is real. I do truly believe this, unless Scott Harris is pulling a 1,000 IQ move, which maybe he's trying to do that, and that would be awesome if he was trying to do that. I don't really think he is. Here's the thing. When it comes to these reporters, I've tried to wonder, is there a Scott Boras factor here? Because we know that there is some reporters out there, John Heyman, one of them, Bob Nightingale, another, that will kind of report things about Tarik Skubal in favor of his agency and what's best for the player in Scott Boras and Tarik Skubal, right?
Mouthpieces.
Correct. I just wonder if there's, what does Scott Boras want the reporting to be? Does he want it to be that, the Tigers are not going to trade Tarik Skubal, they're going to keep him? Is that what they want? Or do they want him to get traded? Ultimately, they want him to get paid, and so him being on a team that's going to pay him is probably more favorable, which the Tigers, in our minds, haven't seemed to be that team, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I'm not saying that Ken Rosenthal and Buster Olney, these guys are in a bigger position they're not going to just do what these agents want them to do, but they have relationships with these guys. Like, of course they do. They're the biggest agents he's the biggest agent in the game, and they're some of the biggest reporters in baseball. They clearly have a history. And so I just wonder if Skubal's representation, do they want the message to be this? Do they want the message to be, no, the Tigers aren't trading Skubal, they're keeping him, they're going for a playoff push? Does that give Skubal an image of being a winner and being a guy that's not wanting to quit on the season? That's the part of it that I've been trying to think about, because you have to think about that factor when it comes to Skubal and his agency, because it's been the number one factor of everything over the last couple of years.
I don't think it's necessarily Scott Boras coming, because I'm trying to think of what there is to gain from that if you are Scott Harris. And you mentioned, a winning mentality. I don't know if teams necessarily care about that.
I don't think they do either.
But they're not going to care about that through that report. Like, obviously, they care if a player has a winning mentality. But
right.
That report's not going to convince anyone that doesn't already think that Skubal's a winner that all of a sudden he is. So that does make me think this is more so the Tigers and Scott Harris and their front office's camp telling the reporters this, more so than it is coming from Scott Boras and Tarik Skubal's camp. I would guess it's the Detroit Tigers putting it out there for one of two reasons. The first is, A, they just simply don't want to trade Tarik Skubal, and they're letting everyone know of that. Or B, they're going to play hardball and tell everybody, no, we're not trading Skubal in order to up what his trade value is worth. I would, look, man, in theory, that is really smart. We've seen Scott Harris play this game before, and it did not go very well when he played hardball and was like, no, it's going to cost a little bit more than that. That was one of the biggest disasters that he's had, the 2024 deadline, when, again, he sold Jack Flaherty for 70 cents on the dollar and didn't get the best trade package that was offered to him based on both national and beat reporters saying this, because he waited too long to do it, and his asking price was far too high. And it's been well reported that other GMs and scouts and executives, they just don't enjoy having conversations with Scott Harris because it feels like the conversations that they're having and the partnership that they're trying to make in terms of creating a deal, it's just impossible to work with a guy like Scott Harris in that regard because he overvalues his guys to where nothing that they actually put on the table is a realistic offer, to the point where it feels like he does not understand what the market is supposed to be for his own players or the players he is seeking.
I went on Twitter just to search something for Tarik Skubal, and it's just all the Odyssey stuff. It's ridiculous. Here's the question, though. Let's play a game, because you and I obviously both agree that they should trade Tarik Skubal still, right? We've made that pretty clear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's work under the circumstance that this just is the truth. And they're keeping Tarik Skubal, right? They're keeping him.
Okay.
Does that mean they have to be major buyers? Like, if we knew for a fact, hey, they're not trading Tarik Skubal, we have to move forward from our mentality that we wanted them to trade him, whatever, they didn't, we think it's the wrong move, whatever. Now what? Would you rather them just not do anything and be like, you know what, let's just ride it out? Do you still deal away some of the other guys while keeping Tarik Skubal, or do you become aggressive buyers to try to make a playoff push?
I mean, what do they have to move, though? Like, they're not going to move Clark, and they're not going to move Rayner, and they're obviously not going to move any of the guys they just drafted. What pieces do they actually have to move other than Max Anderson, who last year at this point was, to Scott Harris, an untouchable asset? And
he's only gotten better.
Sure, and he still has not played for the Detroit Tigers.
Right, but as a prospect, he's only built a bigger name for himself, which would mean he probably is not trading him either. Again.
Right, so that, what on earth are they going to trade unless they're trading some random prospects in their farm system that you and I
don't really know much about, yeah.
Which, if that's, you and I are pretty tapped into this thing, I'll give ourselves credit for that. Working in the minor league system, we know a lot of the Tigers' top prospects, all of them. So if they're trading for guys that we barely know anything about, those are the guys that they're moving at the deadline. They're acquiring nothing burgers, major league arms, the washed-up arms for Chris Fetter to go fix up again, which he's had mixed results on. That's, to me, what buying means at the deadline for the Tigers. It's, we added some players.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You bought a 2001 Buick Century with 140,000 miles on it. You didn't do anything. You just brought somebody else in for cash or one random catcher in your farm system.
Right.
I don't think they're actually buying anything.
I don't think they are either, and I think for those reasons, why I would say if we were at the point where you're just not trading Tarik Skubal, then I probably would just be in the camp of don't do anything, because you don't have the assets in your farm system to be trading them away. All of your valuable ones you should not trade. You have to hang on to all of them, and that's why I am pro trade Skubal. But in this world, if they were keeping him, I think I would just say ride it out, which is a really dumb thing to do. Any world where they're not trading him is just dumb at the end of the day. It just is. Whether you're buying or whether you're standing pat, it is still just dumb at the end of the day, because you're not in the playoff picture currently. Your farm system is pretty weak outside of the top 3 to 4 guys. You feel pretty good about them, but that's it. And you can't buy because you don't have the depth of your prospect pool to move guys and go get players, and you have too much to buy.
You can't buy anyone of real value.
Exactly, and anybody you do buy, we're still going to be like, but they still have a hole here. They still have issues here and there.
I mean, anyone they buy, it's going to be like,
they're not going to save the season.
Goes.
Exactly. They're not going to buy someone that's like, oh, wait, no, this team is making the playoffs now. That's not going to happen. So that's what makes this conversation just so difficult right now.
Is there a scenario where they hold Skubal and trade someone like Flaherty?
Well, that's what I was going to say. That was one of the options. What if they keep Skubal and then it's like, okay, but we're still going to get rid of Flaherty.
Soft sell.
Gleyber Torres still isn't playing. Sure, we might get rid of him. Just something like that. It's a soft sell while keeping Skubal. I think that's the worst idea.
I think that's
I think that's worse than
dead.
anything.
That's dumb.
If you're going to do the not full sell, it's trading Skubal while keeping the other guys, right?
Correct.
That's
you
what
can
it
get
is.
the best return package for a guy like
sure.
Tarik Skubal. Obviously,
It's
that goes
keeping
without saying.
Skubal it's trading Skubal while keeping 2 or 3 of Mize, Flaherty, Torres. That's what it is. It's not a full-blown sell, but it is, hey, our most valuable asset that's not going to be on the team next year, we're not just going to let that guy leave for nothing. That would be ridiculous.
It's a weird limbo that they're in right now, and obviously the season starts back up again tonight. They're going up against the Angels, 3-game series out in Anaheim, late-night Tigers, and then they play in Chicago, kind of late-night Tigers, early next week as well. And then they come home. I think by the time we're done with this,
they have a pretty easy schedule, too. For like that, somebody said that earlier, like a lot of easier series coming up.
My prediction
Kansas
is
City at home.
By the time we get back to home, 6 days, we'll have a pretty good idea of what this team is going to be doing at the deadline. If they go 3-3, they have to sell. Like, unless they go another 5-1 stretch.
I mean, we're just over 2 weeks away.
I know.
July the 31st is 2 weeks from now. And then you're going to go into that weekend with a lot of stuff starting to go down.
I think anything short of 4-2, and even that it would I don't know if that's even enough.
I don't think there's anything. That's the issue. It's just my mind is not going to be changed.
Oh, I'm with you. My mind will not be changed that I think Tarik Skubal should be dealt. But now we're dealing in terms of what is Scott Harris actually doing, because all of these reports are now coming out that they want to be buyers at the deadline. I think anything short of 4-2, and even that might not be enough. It shouldn't be enough. But if they go 3-3 or obviously anything below that, their hopes and dreams of buying at the deadline, whatever that means, buying a freaking gumball, those all die if they don't come back on the road with 2 series wins. You have to have 2 series wins for that thought to even still be prevalent in Scott Harris's mind.
Yeah, each individual game is going to have so much weight to it.
Yes,
at this point in the season.
This is the most important stretch of Detroit Tigers baseball, arguably in the last 3 years, even with the playoffs included.
And it's tough because I've continued to have this mindset. I'm not rooting for them to lose, but I'm also pretty easily able to recognize that the more they win, the more likely they keep Tarik Skubal, which ultimately hurts the franchise.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I was always anti you can't root for, like you saying, I'm
losing
worried.
these games is probably better.
It probably is. And over the All-Star break, I think I've started to recognize that. And maybe that's doing 6 hours of radio every day this week where I've been telling myself out loud, not as a lie, but
you're just kind of
saying
realizing
it
in real time. Yeah.
They have to move them. They have to move them. They have to move them. So now I think
they're not going to if they keep winning these games.
I know. Now I think it's more important for the Tigers to trade Tarik Skubal than it is for the Tigers to make the playoffs. You can't just look at this season in a vacuum. You can't do it.
When you're 8 games below 500 as well.
It'd be one thing if you were 8 games up. I'd be saying go all in. Do it. Do the push the chips in the middle of the table and go all in and try to go get to a World Series. But that's not the case. You're not even guaranteed a playoff spot right now. You have to sell them. 989-837-6125. See the difference at Midland Eye Care. Your vision is their focus, offering comprehensive eye exams, glasses, contacts, and advanced eye health services. Friendly, knowledgeable staff and a wide selection of frames for every face and budget. Book your appointment today and start seeing clear tomorrow at Midland Eye Care. Here's the deal. We'll talk about who's more likely to actually add someone. Is it the Tigers or is it the Pistons the rest of the summer? And then we'll hit the news and do our 3 traditions to close out every single show. Mr. Appliance is your go-to fast, reliable home appliance repair right here in Midland. From refrigerators and ovens to washers, dryers, and more, they'll get you back up and running with confidence. Keep your homes running smooth with Mr. Appliance. Schedule service today at MrAppliance.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Who's more likely to add somebody by the end of the summer? The deadline obviously is in a couple of weeks for the Tigers, August 3rd. The Pistons have all summer to do it, but it's so funny that the Pistons are in position to where it's like, no, they need to go gun for something. They need to go make some sort of move to put them over the top. And they're the team that's being reported on. There's no more moves to be made. They're done this offseason. Meanwhile, the Tigers should 100% be selling at this year's deadline. Any sane person can recognize that. And the reports are they're actually going to be buyers at the deadline. They're not moving anybody. So it leads you to a question. I know who should be a buyer and who should add another piece. Who actually will add another piece at this year throughout the course of the summer? Is it going to be the Pistons or is it going to be the Tigers?
Yeah, I mean, based off of the reporting, you would think it's the Tigers, which
is not okay.
If we're picking the most logical team to do it, it's obviously the Pistons. There's no doubt about it. Not only are the Pistons trying to build off of the season they had last year, there are so many reasons why they should be making a big move. There's a lot of other teams in the Eastern Conference that have made big moves and have either passed the Pistons or you don't feel like the Pistons are for sure better than them. Yeah. Whereas last year they were the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Yes, the Knicks won the title, but you still felt like the Pistons were one of the best teams in the East. It's hard to say that right now. B, they have all their assets. The Pistons have every single draft pick to move. Like, not a lot of teams that are at the top of their conferences. Look around. The Miami Heat, they don't. The Toronto Raptors, they don't. They've all made trades for it. The Boston Celtics, I guess they do now since they made that trade, but in the past they had used a ton of their picks to get the guys that were on their team. Philadelphia 76ers, they just used 2 picks to go get Jaylen Brown. Like, a lot of these teams are using their assets to make big moves. The Pistons have all of them. They're sitting on it. And C, going with the assets thing, their top player asset in Ron Holland sat the bench in the postseason.
Great point.
And I'm not the guy that's like, I like Ron Holland. And Ron Holland is he's one of the guys that the advanced numbers really love. He was, I think, a top 30 perimeter defender in all of basketball last year. That's important.
It passes the eye test, too.
And so trading him away, when you already had lost Isaiah Stewart, yeah, that's a bit concerning. But at the end of the day, he is your top asset, and he did not help you in the most important time of the season. To me, that means you trade him, right? That just kind of the immediately thing you jump to after that. And so all of those reasons, and there's even more to explain why the Pistons should make a buy move, are there, but the reporting doesn't match it. And that's the most concerning part. And maybe it still is just because of the Duren thing. And once the Duren thing is figured out, maybe the reporting changes. But for right now, the Duren thing hasn't been figured out, and we have no idea when it's going to be figured out either. This could last until August.
I will be incredibly disappointed if the Pistons walk into the offseason or walk into the actual season with this current team as the construction of the roster. And honestly, I think they're a better team right now than they were a year ago.
They are. I think they just straight up are.
The problem is they do not stack up against the Eastern Conference as well as they used to because of the additions of Giannis to Miami, Jaylen Brown to the 76ers, the Celtics getting Jason Tatum back, the Pacers getting Tyrese Halliburton back, the Toronto Raptors getting Kawhi Leonard. Like all of the... Maybe, yeah. The Knicks, obviously, still the defending champions. The Cavs beat the Pistons, potentially getting LeBron.
And at the end of the day, they still beat them. Like, oh, it's
John Vicari's alive?
It's John.
Oh, my God.
We were just talking about the Knicks.
We thought John Vicari was dead. He just walked
dude,
in.
What's up, dude?
It's been days. We thought he was gone. MIA. AFK.
What's up, John?
John Vicari's alive. Oh, my God.
John, dude, what's up?
John, come on. Join the show. So this is what we're talking about right now. It's funny because we think the Tigers, obviously, should be sellers at this year's deadline. You got a little sun, didn't you?
I did.
Peeling a little.
Yeah, a little burnt.
So we think the Tigers should obviously be sellers at this year's deadline. You've been in the camp that they've never been out of this thing. So
yeah,
sure. But the reports are that they're going to be buyers at the deadline, right? The Pistons are a team that obviously need to make some moves and get over the hump because you still have the defending champion, your New York Knicks. The Raptors have added Kawhi Leonard. The Heat have added Giannis Antetokounmpo. LeBron could be going to the Cavs. The Pacers and the Celtics are getting their superstars back. The Pistons are slightly falling behind, yet the reporting is that they are completely done making moves this offseason to the point where I'm like, we have fallen behind in the Eastern Conference. Mm-hmm. It's a weird dynamic between both the Tigers and the Pistons right now, and we're trying to figure out what team is actually more likely to make a move before the end of the summer in terms of adding a piece to this team to try to go for it.
A move being like trade?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Tigers. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
They're 8 games below 500.
Well, you mean like adding – because, there's this thought process that, all right, you have to be either a buyer or seller at the deadline. The Tigers could kind of be half in, half out because you have to trade Skubal, right? So, it's all right, you trade Skubal, you get some prospects back, and then if they feel they could make a move where they leverage some of their smaller prospects and get whatever they need, which I guess is a lot of things, but there's no reason that they can't add a small, like they're not going to make a big, all right, the top 3 prospects are trading Clark for this great player, but they could make a small move to make them better right now.
Add some bullpen guys.
Yeah, and still trade Skubal. Like I think that's where they are. And when I say they're never out, they aren't, because as much abysmal baseball as you guys watched in April, May, June, and I guess it's extended here in July, even though they finished going into the All-Star break pretty okay. The AL Central is winnable. The American League wild card's winnable. I come from New York, Yankees. They're free falling. They don't have Aaron Judge. They're still in a wild card position. The wild cards are completely open.
But in my mind, Tarik Skubal being here or not being here, and the Tigers making the playoffs hardly correlate. Yeah. The reason they're winning is because of their offense now, and because of the pieces around Tarik Skubal, because the rotation's been fantastic regardless. Yeah. The issue that Kyle and I have right now is that the national beat reporters are all saying the Tigers are not planning on moving Tarik Skubal.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what's been reported, because eventually there's going to be this watershed moment, but Scott Harris, and I do think this is a credit to him, wants to get the most for Skubal, and all the other GMs kind of want to stick it to him this deadline. Because they've dealt with him over the last couple of years, and it's been
they've stuck it to him the previous 2 deadlines too.
But they're just not happy with that. So it's like, all right, they just aren't going to give Harris what his return is. But I think Harris doesn't have the leverage here, unfortunately. I think you have to trade Skubal regardless and see what kind of return you get. The only thing that works in Harris's favor is the fact that there's not a desperation mode team. I always talk about it with you guys kind of off air, but not that the Dodgers are not going to try and make their team better and add Skubal, but there's this mind frame, or it's a difference in mindset because you've won the last 2 years. Like, they went all in 2024 because it's like, all right, we won the 2020 World Series, but this is our best opportunity to win going forward in a year that isn't, in a bubble, in a shortened season. Like, this is our year. They went all in at the deadline. Similar, but not to the same extent last year. When you win 2 in a row, there isn't that like, okay, we have to get Tarik Skubal. It's like, no, you don't. You have a great rotation. A guy that you didn't bank on being a part of your rotation, Justin Robleski, became a National League All-Star. So there isn't like, oh my gosh, the Dodgers need to move heaven and earth because the rotation's injured or because Skubal's the final piece. He's really not. Like, it's up to you guys. And you guys
might
be the
favorites regardless.
Yeah, you guys might have a different opinion on this. They don't add Skubal, they're still going to win the World Series. Yeah. Like, at least in terms of what you would bet if you had to be a betting man in late July, mid-July, where we are right now. Right. So it's like, what team is in desperation mode? There isn't. But the Tigers have to be, because you can't hold on to Skubal. You just can't. So I mean, I can't speak to the Pistons. You guys know them better than I do, but we're just pretending there's a Michael Porter Jr. trade that's eventually going to come through.
And that's hope.
That's your hope.
Cross the fingers.
Because the only move that have they extended Duran?
Nope.
That's the move they're making.
You really have been just off
move.
the planet for the last 4 days. We were like genuine. Kyle and I had a conversation every day. Like, I wonder what John's doing. He could be dead for all we know because we couldn't get in contact with you.
Yes, no one ever texted me. We were in the group chat.
We tried.
We saw that there was,
I knew he was going to do this. Well, no one texted me.
Well, the texts I got were about technical difficulties with our afternoon show, which I was like, awesome. That's good to have him when Ben's filling in, which he did a great job.
What do you do on a week where there's no baseball?
Yeah, what have you been up to?
You're just gone.
What have you been up to?
I did nothing.
You just fell off the face of the earth for 4 days while the loons were gone.
Have you been enjoying the fresh air?
Well, that's the worst part, Kyle. I go to the beach Monday. I'm like, all right, I got a little too much sun, so I'm like, all right, I need a recovery day Tuesday. And then, no, I went to Manistee. which is in West Michigan, like near
You
Ludington.
went to
Yeah,
Manistee.
It was
really?
awesome.
Is it Lake Michigan's? Have you ever been on Lake Michigan?
No,
It's
not
by far the
previous.
best Great Lake to swim in. At least, I
Yeah.
haven't been in Superior, so I can't really
Yeah.
speak on
It
that.
was-
but
it was
like,
beautiful.
Lake Michigan's a legit beach.
Mhm.
No offense to the beaches over. I haven't been to the Thumb either, but like,
Yeah.
those
No,
Bay
it's
City
better than
beaches are
Caseville.
not good.
It's better than Caseville. You know,
Yeah.
it's better. Caseville's great. I love Caseville. It's better than Caseville. And then the ones that we have in this region just aren't like
Yeah, the Bay City
beaches,
one's just not
beaches.
good.
There are places to see water, which is fine. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was great weather. And then now the air quality is terrible. So that should be the lead. You know,
Did you swim in Lake Michigan?
That should be the lead.
air quality. Like what else do we have to do to Canada? You know, we beat them in hockey. They barely made the World Cup in soccer.
Well,
like,
people
we're-
don't understand those. The wildfires are like, this is obviously really bad,
Mm-hmm.
but the wildfires are supposed to happen. It's a natural recycling
Yeah.
of the forest. You know, pine cones, they can't
course, yeah.
reproduce
Yeah, no,
if there's not
recycling.
fires
Of
that burn
course.
them up and then
Okay, but
plant the
my
seeds.
answer would be then how come this is the worst smoke that we've had in 20 years?
Did you like Lake Michigan? Did
Pine
you swim
cones?
in Lake Michigan? Or was it too
Yeah.
cold?
Yeah, it was great. It was the perfect weather day Monday. It was in the 90s temperature wise. Then you went in the water. It was perfect.
And it was still
Temperature-wise.
not terrible air.
No, not at that point.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
there
no.
big waves or anything?
Yeah, it was a nice wave. Not a big one.
Did you see the Odyssey yet?
But no. all I'm hearing is people crapping on that on Twitter. Oh, the Odyssey. Oh, it stinks. Why, you guys watch it and liked it?
I don't know, dude.
No.
I've heard a lot of good things.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
really?
only heard amazing things
Yeah.
about it. John's just
That's
on the
good.
negative side of the internet, I guess.
That's
Yeah,
good. I
that's-
am.
that's
It's
John's
all like,
whole
oh,
thing, yeah.
Nolan, look at this casting choice. And I'm just like, I don't care.
Look at this. There's like all the biggest stars of 2026, I feel like, are in this movie.
And no
Who are?
Chalamet, though.
Yeah,
No
no,
sh-
Chalamet.
Yeah, no Chalamet. That's fair.
Zendaya, I know Zendaya's in it. Who are these other big
Zendaya, Tom
stars?
Holland, Robert Pattinson, who's having like the best year an actor's ever had.
The best year. Why? Batman was this
He's
year?
in like 6
No,
movies.
that was like 4 years ago.
The Batman
now.
Part 2 is coming out next year or the year after.
No, that
though?
got delayed again, 2028.
Of course it did.
Yeah, that's like the fourth time.
Matt Damon is in the Odyssey as well.
Matt Damon.
Anne Hathaway, your girl.
Yeah. I
That
didn't
is
know
your girl.
that. That's
There you
definitely
go.
worth going to see. Anne Hathaway, great actress.
All right, there we go. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. If you've got boring floors or a sad shower, Premier Tile and Stone is here to rescue your surfaces from the snooze zone. These folks, they turn tile into art. I'm talking kitchens, bathrooms, backsplashes, fireplaces. If they hold still, they'll tile it beautifully. Locally owned in Midland, but their work looks like it belongs in a magazine that charges $15 an issue. Giant selection of fancy stuff, porcelain, ceramic, natural stone, and materials you probably can't even pronounce, but you're going to love them. Stop dreaming, start scheming. Visit the showroom and let your inner interior designer run wild. That's Premier Tile and Stone, where your floors get fabulous and your grout gets glorious.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
All right, Kyle. 11:35. We got 25 minutes left together until the weekend is officially here. Take it away with the news.
The Mets Morning Catch.
Okay, we're back in the news. The Open Championship continues. Man, Sam Burns, he had himself a big day today as well. We were talking about Herbert, the current leader, who went 8 under today. Sam Burns doing the same thing. He went 8 under today. Too bad he was 3 over on day 1 yesterday. So he's 5 under overall right now, which is still really good. That's 4th place. Cameron Young finishes strong. He is 6 under, tied for 2nd right now. As far as the other guys that teed off since we last gave you an update, Bryson DeChambeau is 1 under through 4 to put him at tied for 5th. Scotty Scheffler, who is playing with Bryson DeChambeau, is even right now. So he stays at 2 under.
Is there a sport where the Cinderella is more disliked than golf? Like, I feel like anytime there's like a random at the top of the leaderboard, everyone's like,
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like most people are like that. I don't know. It's a little different when it's like the Masters. If there's like, depends on the type of Cinderella. If it's a guy that like just is new to the PGA Tour, like that's an awesome story, you know. But if it's some random guy that's been on tour for a while, like you kind of know his name, but like you don't really know him, yeah, you're just
never
like,
been at the top, or
right?
anything.
It's just like,
everyone ends up rooting against.
Exactly. Like whatever. So yeah, we'll see. But like I said, Luke Herbert is your leader right now through about a day and a half.
Justin Herbert's cousin.
Sure. Let's look at the Covenant Healthcare Orthopedics and Sports Medicine injury report. Not really an injury report here, but just as far as a transaction coming for the Tigers. Evan Woodbury reporting 10 minutes ago that the Tigers are expected to make a move before tonight's game to fill the roster spot for a couple days through the weekend while Framber Valdez remains on the bereavement list. So this doesn't have to be a pitcher. This could be an extra bat that they want to add. Framber Valdez not scheduled to pitch until at least Monday anyways, so this kind of works out. So we'll see. Obviously, hopefully everything is all right with Framber Valdez and whatever family matter, whatever this is, on the bereavement list. But yeah, Tigers will be adding a player to the roster shortly, like before tonight's first pitch.
Max Anderson, debut?
I don't think it would be something like that because it's going to be someone that probably just isn't on the team in 2 days. It's probably just going to be a bullpen guy that's been up and down already. That would be my guesstimation. Okay, we did get some news Michigan State basketball-wise coming today that they have finalized their non-conference schedule. Of course, Tom Izzo loves to have the crazy non-cons. They add Tennessee as a true road game into their packed non-conference schedule. So here is the full schedule with the rankings as well. They play number 2 ranked Duke. They play number 10 ranked Arkansas. They play number 14 ranked Gonzaga.
Man.
And now they're playing as a road game, number 15 ranked Tennessee. They also play against UConn in an exhibition game this year. That doesn't include any tournaments or anything that they're involved in either.
Loaded.
Big time loaded non-conference schedule for the Spartans, which it typically is. So nothing new here. But yeah, Duke, Arkansas, Gonzaga, Tennessee. Sheesh.
Did you also see that Jeremy Fears is the favorite of any college basketball player this year to win the Wooden
I was
Award?
looking at that, and I tried to find it myself, and I couldn't find anything.
Plus 850 for him. Thomas Haw of Florida is plus 1,000. John Blackwell for Duke is plus 1,200.
Blackwell's
And
not winning it.
David, is it Mikovic, the Illinois guy, or formerly with Illinois?
Murkovich, yeah, he's still at Illinois.
He didn't go to Kentucky? Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Milan.
Yeah. You're right. The Iowa State guy.
Yeah.
The Illinois guy.
Yeah.
Is plus 1,400.
He
But
was the
Jeremy
guy
Fears,
he was the guy that had no PR training at Illinois last year. He was just like, yeah, if I didn't get to play in this game, I would have. I can't really say it live on the air. So yeah,
I mean,
funny
if
guy.
you can say it if you quoted it, as long as it's
I'm
not
going-
one of the words.
I'm not going to, is all I'll say. So yeah, that is interesting though that Fears would be the favorite for Player of the Year. I mean, I think he should be the favorite for Big Ten Player of the Year overall though.
Oh, you're for sure betting this, aren't you?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I also
Why
tried
wouldn't
it.
you?
I also don't really entertain in betting on college basketball
Why?
for specific reasons.
Oh, because you work in college basketball.
Correct.
Okay, I see.
Okay, more news. Baseball-wise, you mentioned it. Tigers, Angels back in action tonight. 9:38 first pitch. Troy Melton on the mound against Reed Detmers, who is another name that has been thrown around in trade talks, the left-hander for the Angels. He has multiple years of team control, so it's not like they need to move him or anything. So an interesting outing tonight. Also tonight, Ben, Dodgers-Yankees are starting a weekend series tonight. That's fun.
Right out of the break?
Correct. In New York, Roki Sasaki versus Garrett Cole tonight. That's a fun pitching matchup. Roki Sasaki's been kind of hit around this year, so he's looking to improve his outing, and he can against this depleted Yankees lineup that John was just talking about. So we'll see. Pistons, they finished the Summer League tonight, their Summer League at least, at 9 against the Miami Heat. It's their final game of the Summer League. They played like 3 games early this week. There's still games on tomorrow as well, but the Pistons will finish up tonight. They're not making the playoffs. I think it's only like a 4-team playoff. They did not qualify for it.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Chaz Lanier was balling, though, in Summer League. So shout out to him. Abuka Corey, not as much, but he's a small guard getting adjusted to the physicality of pro basketball versus college. That's going to take some time. Okay, more news. We found out what happened with Ward Manuel and the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan yesterday.
Nothing.
Or did we find out anything? Because nothing happened. Ward Manuel's job status nor the university's investigation report into the athletic department were discussed at Thursday's Board of Regents
He's not getting
meeting.
fired. No chance. He's not getting fired. This has happened, 4 times in the last 3 years? We've said, this is it. It's happening this week. Look at that. We just went a full week of content, and he is not fired. He's not going to get fired. The president said yesterday he's one of the best athletic directors in the country. He's staying. He's not going anywhere.
So I guess this worked out for Michigan? I don't really know.
I think it did. Clear,
but this will always linger. This will always hang around.
Whether or not Ward Manuel's there or not, it'll linger. I think
Good point.
the investigation firm that they hired, that they paid $12 million to go look into their athletic department, the Board of Regents, that they were handed that on Thursday, from my understanding. So if they went through and if that private investigating firm told them, we don't think Ward Manuel's fit to lead this athletic department, then he would have been gone. They wouldn't have just ignored that. So my understanding, just kind of filling in the gaps here, is they did their investigation. They didn't think Ward Manuel had done anything particularly wrong to think that it's an unhealthy work environment. Therefore, they're just going to keep him around.
I think they are too. Which, I mean, that's what the reporting is telling us as well.
He's good at his job. If the goal is to win national championships, he's good at his job.
He's good at winning. That's fair. FIFA announcing that the World Cup final on Sunday between Argentina and Spain is not under any threat despite the air quality warnings. Of course, this is in New Jersey as well. They said that there's no way they're going to postpone this or anything. East Coast, we're dealing with all of that right now as well, but they say no, this is being played on Sunday.
That's where they wanted to play the championship, in East Rutherford? Interesting.
That's where they are playing it.
Yeah. I guess I would have thought they went to one of the great indoor venues in America. Would have been my guess.
Is this not one of them?
This is outside, right?
Yeah. They've all been outside.
I don't think MetLife is one of the best venues that we have. They've been playing games in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, they've been playing games everywhere.
Seattle.
They've been playing them all over the place.
I would have just guessed it was
SoFi, of course, Levi Stadium.
That would have been a great choice as well, like a high-end, state-of-the-art stadium. East Rutherford is not that.
Well, East Coast stays on
surprised.
top. Eastern time zone stays on top. That's all I care about.
We do not actually think Eastern time zone is the best time zone.
Yeah, but we're in it, so we have to respect it.
I would much rather live in Central Time or Mountain Time.
I'd rather be exactly where we are this time of the year. Sunsets at 9:30, latest in the country.
It's pretty nice.
I'll take that every day of the week.
It's pretty nice.
One more thing in the news, and then we will get to our couple traditions to end the show. The final of we did the safeties list yesterday for all of the top 10 at each position. And Ben, the Detroit Lions finish throughout all the top 10 lists with the most top 10 players. 9 of them finish in all these top 10 lists.
One more than the
Lions,
Eagles.
the best team in the league?
I think they're the deepest team in the league, and I think player for player, they are on par with anybody in the NFC. They had one more than the Chiefs, two more than the Chiefs, one more than the Eagles, 4 more than the Rams. There you go. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mint. Hey, look at that timing. By the way, quick shout out to Eastman Party Store. your one-stop shop for everything you need before this weekend hits, whether you're grabbing cold drinks, snacks for the game, or realizing last minute that you do need ice. Eastman Party Store has you covered. If you're heading to a tailgate, a house party, or just sitting on the couch tonight, make it easy on yourself. Stop in Eastman Party Store. Get in, get out, and get on with your night.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
Scott Family Dental, they're your dentist right here in town. The staff, they're friendly. It's more than just an appointment on your schedule. You're treated like family the moment you walk in. Dr. Brandon Scott and his team create an experience that's welcoming, relaxed, and enjoyable, making every visit feel like less of a dentist appointment and a lot more like catching up with friends. That is Scott Family Dental, and this is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
You know what? Really tough week. We went 0 for 4 so far. Look, I don't have anybody to blame but myself. I was just set up to fail this week, though, with no sports going on. Monday, Tuesday, it's all-star game bets. It's home run derby. I don't even know what we bet yesterday. Oh, yeah, the Phillies-Mets game because it was the only game on. So I'm just going to try to win it all back. Oh, what could possibly go wrong? Give me Dylan Dinkler to hit a home run today against Detmers. He already has one against him this season. The Tigers lit up Detmers earlier this year. He only had 13 at-bats that went against him. He walked a couple guys as well. The Tigers had 7 hits in those 13 at-bats. So they got a hold of him. He's got a 4.39 ERA this year. He's been awful. Dylan Dinkler's already went yard against him once. I am predicting him to go yard against.
He's been awful, he says.
Huh.
That's just hilarious.
Why?
I would not say he's been awful.
4.39 ERA.
That's awful.
That's not good.
It's Framber Valdez type numbers. Has he been awful?
He was terrible when the Tigers played him. How about that? They lit him up and got him out of the game really early. Dylan Dinkler already hit 1 home run against him, so I'm predicting it's a second home run against him this season at plus 440 in an effort to make up for what has already happened this week. Taylor fade.
I'm going to fade. What's Dylan Dingler's hand looking like?
TBD.
Yeah, that's something I would like to know going into a pick like this. It's also been a while since Dingler's gone deep. He hasn't gone deep since June the 25th.
Sounds like he's due.
For a guy that's been hitting a lot of home runs. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe he is due. I hope this hits, but I'm going to fade.
Okay, that's our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Tee up at Sandy Ridge Golf Course, Midland's Hidden Gem, where every round feels like a little bit of a getaway. Now featuring a brand new clubhouse, part lounge, part hangout, all class. Perfect for cooling down or talking smack after 18. Smooth greens, scenic fairways, and enough birdies to make your buddies jealous. Whether you're a weekend warrior or just there for the vibes, Sandy Ridge brings the game, the chill. Book a tee time today and plan your outing, or just stop by and pretend you know how to read green at Sandy Ridge, the hidden gem that's way too good to say a secret. Here's our second tradition, our game of the day.
Game of the day.
I mean, it's got to be this Yankees versus Dodgers game, right? 2 premier franchises, 2 of the better teams in the league going head-to-head today. Any pushback there? Am I forgetting something?
The only thing that would be a pushback against this is that Judge isn't playing. I think Ohtani is still going to be back in the lineup. They just rested him for the All-Star break, I believe, but he's going to take a break from pitching, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So as long as Ohtani is still in the game, then sure.
I mean, it's
but no Judge makes it tough. Like John said, the Yankees have been really fluttering without Judge.
Sasaki and Garrett Cole, though.
Yeah,
that's enticing.
Yeah,
even though the ERAs aren't great. For
it's probably that choice. Yeah.
Okay, there it is. That's your game of the day.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
Ant activity. It's at its peak across Michigan, and once ants find food or moisture around your home, they can quickly establish trails that lead indoors. Whether you're dealing with pavement ants, carpenter ants, and other common species, early treatment helps stop colonies before they become a bigger problem. At Four Seasons Exterminating, we provide professional ant control, along with lawn care, mosquito treatment, termite service, bedbug treatment, wildlife control, and more. Call Four Seasons Exterminating today or visit the website and schedule your service. I need to call them to get the earwigs out of my house. Those things are nasty. Ugh. Last thing that we have. Predicting what Colin Cowherd opens with. He takes over our airwaves at noon. The Herd, Fox Sports Radio. You got a point yesterday, didn't you?
I did. I got a point back-to-back days. I'm back in the lead. 66-65. The soccer leads the last 2 days have helped me out. You've gone LeBron the last 2 days. Hasn't been that way. So it's my turn to go first today as well with a 1-point lead, a chance to get to 67.
Whoa.
Going into the weekend. Maybe I'll get everyone wrong after that forever. Okay, I'm going to go with, I can't pick soccer today because it's not going to be, unless he talks about the World Cup final. Today is actually LeBron lead.
Screw
because
you,
LeBron went on so many different things yesterday, made all this talk. Where's LeBron going to go? Why has he not made his decision yet?
Screw you.
LeBron lead today.
Bet it.
Give me that.
Picked it 3 times
Give me that.
in a row just for you to come in and steal it. And today's the day you're
I
going to get
stole
a
it.
point out of it.
I stole it.
Son of a bitch. Dude, I don't know. What else could it even be besides LeBron? I'll just go
random football lead.
Oh, that's not bad.
Or World Cup final. I mean, this is his last day to preview the World Cup final. Messi lead.
Yeah, I'll go World Cup. I'll go
Yeah.
Messi. Why not?
Feels like the appropriate response.
Sure. All right, this is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Go ahead and like and subscribe on YouTube so you can get notified on Monday when we go live at 9 a.m. Should have a lot to talk about here on Monday. It's going to be fun. So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and more for exclusive content on those ends. Other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a safe weekend. Peace out.
The Ben Bosscher